It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Smith, it's a high fly ball to deep left field. It's got a chance. It is gone. It's Will Smith in Game 7. And in the 11th inning of Game 7, the Dodgers lead for the first time.
Jeff Sims takes a knee, and the Sun Devils, they beat Iowa State for the Big 12 championship last December in Arlington, Texas. And they come to Ames, Iowa, and beat the Iowa State Cyclones again here today in a dandy.
Blitz coming, but it's picked up. Over the middle of a deep cross, and it breaks wide open. G.O. Richardson, touchdown, 60 yards.
Right now, the backup's out there. Kobe Brea making his son's debut. Lob to Maluach in the lane. He'll jam it with both hands. That's one draft pick to another. Brea to Maluach, and a 20-point Suns lead. Maluach with 4 off the bench.
A wild weekend across the state of Arizona. He heard some of that just there in our montage to open up the show today as Jeff Sims runs into Sun Devil history there in Ames. The Wildcats, they torch Colorado and Boulder. It's on FS2 right now if you want to watch it. NAU, they fell in overtime in a thriller up in Flag. And the Suns, how about the Suns winning 2 as they stay hot at home, and they beat the Spurs last night. But it's Monday Night Football, a rare opportunity to watch the Arizona Cardinals in prime time. And we are at Biggs in Peoria. We'll be here for tonight's game where someone at halftime, at least 20 of you, will have an opportunity to roll the jumbo dice for $10,000. But a lot to get into when it comes to the local teams today. Got a very busy show, as Rudy Carpenter will join us this hour. We'll also catch up with ABC 15's Craig Fouhy. We'll catch up with Bob Nightengale, fresh off the World Series. They're right now in the middle of a parade there in Los Angeles as they are heading to Dodger Stadium. And then Frank Sanders will join us in the 3 o'clock hour. But I think we should start with a conspiracy theory that I have.
All right.
I'm ready.
You always have a good one, at least 2 or 3 a month, Rock. What's this?
I don't know about 2 or 3 a month.
You're good for at least a couple a year. Let's put it that way.
I'm going to throw it out there that Kyler Murray's getting traded.
I did that on Friday. Good follow-up.
But it's not a follow-up to yours because you had no idea that he wasn't playing today. So It's not the same take.
Okay.
My take's completely different.
He may or may not play today.
Okay, well, let's start.
Yeah, he's not going to start.
He's not going to start.
Right.
But you didn't know that on Friday. You knew that at around noon on Saturday.
Yes.
It's the fact that here we are, trade deadline. Mm-hmm. There are multiple teams that could use a quarterback.
Yes.
Let's start with the Tennessee Titans.
Sure.
Let's start with the Cleveland Browns. Let's start with the Las Vegas Raiders. Throw in the New York Giants and Pittsburgh Steelers, and there is a possible home for Kyler Murray.
Do not forget about Washington.
Who
just lost Jaden
so
Daniels.
We all heard the sound of Jonathan Gannon over the weekend, and it was just I was out there what he was saying. We'll play some of it, I'm sure, today in our rewind. But why not? You keep him out. It's just like baseball when a guy's getting traded, they don't play him that day. Same thing. And I think there are 90% of the fan base out here would love to see Kyler Murray get traded.
Oh, I would agree. I mean, especially what they're seeing with Jacoby Brissett, which kind of leads up to them working out 2 to 3 quarterbacks the last week before the bye week, and then after the bye, we get guys coming in. Because if you do trade him and Jacoby Brissett's your guy, which he should be, are you happy with Keaton Slovis, or do you bring some veterans in that could back him up? So it's all kind of –
Or if there's a trade, I mean, maybe there's a general manager out there that thinks they can make it work with Kyler, and vice versa here with Monty. Hey, Tua in Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it happen most recently with Detroit and L.A., where their 2 starting quarterbacks moved, right?
Yep.
So what would make it any different?
I don't think it's so far-fetched.
You're going to tell me that
I think
if you're
right
going to tell
on.
me Jonathan Gannon's coming out there and he's saying that he can play but he can't start, that's a bunch of BS.
It is.
I'm sorry. We're not that stupid, Jonathan Gannon. Are you kidding me? If the guy can play, if you're going to put him in a third down or a package of some sort, He could just get hurt. It's just
You might as well play him.
Start him.
Yeah.
You're paying him all this freaking money.
And the interesting thing was when we did the show Friday, there was no sound.
No,
Jonathan
there wasn't.
Gannon or
No, it
any
was Saturday.
quarterback.
Yeah,
I know.
Saturday.
But usually on Fridays, he usually speaks to the press, and then on Saturday, nobody was available to speak on Friday. So
There's something going on.
Jimmy and I were talking about that. Jimmy threw that out. Several teams, the Commanders now, more than likely. But I think you're right, Rock. I think there's some trades to be made, and maybe a trade him for a solid backup quarterback to come in back up Jacoby Brissett. And then maybe a draft choice. Maybe you can try to get a third rounder on top of that. But I think you're spot on with the way that Jonathan Gannon has been talking in circles and making
both sides as well.
Sense whatsoever. We can interpret what he's saying. I think you're spot on with that.
Are we going to have just a limited cameo?
Sure.
I mean, Kyler's 9-0 playing in that stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
how do you not throw him out there as a starter?
Well,
on national television.
We figured, but the key was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he was limited, and he was off to the side still throwing to the backup receivers and then also to the scout team guys. And at that point, you went, okay, he's not healthy or something's up.
Yeah.
Something's up. Because if you're going to tell anybody that, you know what, he's not going to start, may have some packages for him, you go, wait a second, Jonathan. He's healthy.
So
he should be starting to your point. He's 9-0.
The point that I wanted to make about the Washington Commanders now with Jaden Daniels gone, who's the offensive coordinator for the Commanders?
Sure. Cliff Kingsbury.
That's
his
it.
boy.
Why the hell you want him back?
I agree,
You
Rock.
couldn't make it work the first time, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm just
screw
saying,
that.
I'm just saying,
Well-
though, that he would know Kingsbury's
Well, if you're looking
system.
for a Band-Aid, maybe in
he
Washington.
knows his system.
But
a
why
lot
would you bring him over? I mean, it makes sense right now, but are they still in it?
Well, they're fading quickly after that loss to Seattle yesterday. They looked really bad against Seattle. I think that
I can't imagine you'd want to go through that again.
Kingsbury's offense is a lot different than it was here. But he understands the nomenclature, the language. He could go there. He could run the same exact thing. But the thing I would say is, okay, if I make this trade, how healthy is he?
Mm-hmm.
He's got to pass the physical. What's wrong with the foot? And can he show up, even if he's at 95%, for let's say the Redskins or the New York Jets or whoever? Can we win with him and build around him for the next couple of years? Guys, he's got 2 years left on his contract.
Right.
So if they're going to pick up
So
that
what?
contract, they're paying him $45-50 million. He's going to come in as a starter.
Print money.
Look, I get it. But if you're going to have Jaden Daniels come back next year, say he's out the rest of the year, then you got Jaden Daniels and you got Kyler Murray. Well, Daniels is going to be your guy. So you're going to pay a backup $45-50 million? Probably not.
They won't do that. But if they do indeed make a deal for him and he comes in and performs decent, then you can probably cut a deal at the end of the season with another team.
You never know what's out there when in regards to the other GM and how, I mean, he's trying to save his job.
Correct.
And he doesn't care about the future, so he can mortgage the future with draft picks, or whatever he needs to do.
Yeah.
Money's never an object of
No.
this, ever.
Well, I
Come on.
guess
Ever.
Case in point, look at Atlanta with Kirk Cousins'
well,
salary,
and look what
he's
the-
backing up Penix's butt,
But he played.
but he's playing.
And look what Denver did. When they went and got Russell Wilson,
And-
and they paid him all that money.
They did.
I think money's but these general managers are trying to save their jobs.
Sure.
And if
I agree with that.
Washington's won, I mean, who knows what's going to happen in Tennessee?
And Jay
Raiders.
Daniels,
I mean, go
Daniels
on
is
and
on
on.
a rookie contract too, so it wouldn't affect
Yeah.
that much if they bring in Kyler Murray, pay him. Then Daniels will have 3 more years to his 5th year, and at that point, if they give him the big nut, and even if Kyler Murray would be on the team, if that's what happens with that trade, so there's a lot of teams that could use Kyler Murray if he's healthy. The problem is they're going to say, can we win with Kyler Murray? Is he a better alternative than what we currently have? Kid can't throw from the pocket, but he can run, he can scramble, he can bootleg. There's a lot of things you can do with him. So I think it's just eyes and the beauty's in the eyes of the beholder and wanting to pick up the contract.
All right, so we got a lot of Cardinal talk today. Of course, Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys at 6 o'clock here at Biggs in Peoria. We're going to give you an opportunity to predict the score here in just a moment. Just real quick, if you were out of town like myself, you missed. Well, I didn't miss it. I watched it. But Jeff Sims running into history as he had a school record 228 yards rushing. Now, one of them was an 88-yard touchdown run that broke open a very tight game. But 405 total yards as now the Devils are 4-2 in the Big 12, 6-3. They're in a bye week this week. So good game for them. We'll dive into that a little bit more. How about the Cats? They just blow out Colorado. They scored on 6 of their first 7 drives. Noah Fouhy threw for 4 first-half touchdowns as they were up 38-7 at halftime. They go on to win 52-17. And then for Northern Arizona, a heartbreaker there on Halloween night. They nearly pulled off a comeback of the ages. They were down 26-7 in the third quarter. And then the Jacks stormed back. They took a 29-26 lead before Idaho tied it late, and then they won it in overtime. And how about those Suns as they win the other night against Utah, and then they have a hell of a game taking care of the Spurs last night. It's Spurs team that had not lost yet, and they were able to shut down Wemby, which was great, and we'll dive into that a little bit as well. And then here in our own backyard, Kyle Larson captured the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series championship yesterday at Phoenix Raceway, stealing the title in overtime and denying once again Denny Hamlin. That would have been his first career championship. So those are the big highlights. But it is the Cardinals and Cowboys tonight. And as I mentioned, Kyler Murray, we may see him, we may not. I don't think we will. But if we do, it'll be interesting to see how they use him.
I don't see it.
Here's the thing.
I don't see it at all.
Here's the other thing in reference to a trade. If he's potential trade, why would you put him out with the chance to get hurt?
Exactly.
That's the other side of that coin as well.
Also, today, we are going to be giving away 4 pairs of tickets as Arizona State basketball is underway tomorrow, as they will host Southern Utah. And we have Sounders, or I'll just call out a number, but it's a big year as Bobby Hurley entering his 11th year. It's a make-or-break season for him. They need a strong run, especially late as they get into March. They need to get in the NCAA tournament, or he is not going to get an extension. But it's going to be tough. You got 1 returning scholarship player, and that is it. And then they transfer VJ Wallace. He was the JUCO transfer that everybody was talking about. He was expected to be the key scorer. He is out for the season with a leg injury. So already plagued with injuries, fairly similar to last year. But we will have some tickets to give away this hour and next hour. But right now, we would like you to call in and predict tonight's Cards-Cowboys game. Not just the winner, but the score. The closest scorer will get a $50 gift card from Biggs. Biggs, where the West Valley goes for football. We'll take 3 callers each hour. We'll take 3 right now at 602-230-0620. That's 230-0620. And it's the Monday night tailgate lock of the night. So Connor will take care of that on the other side. But it's our replay rewind. Next, we'll go into the Suns locker room after last night's win against the Spurs. We'll also talk some World Series and some college football. That's all next here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Phoenix.
Craving sushi with a twist? Welcome to Rock Lobster, Chandler's vibrant and trendy sushi destination, where energy meets elegance. From bold wok-fired dishes to creative handcrafted rolls and cocktails, every bite brings the flavor. Every visit brings the vibe. Join us for lunch, dinner, or happy hour Monday through Friday, or even a date night. Find us at Price and Queen Creek in Ocotillo. That's Rock Lobster, where sushi gets social.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
At Crest Insurance, we believe great insurance starts with great relationships. For years, we've been protecting businesses, families, and futures with the care and expertise you deserve. Our team knows what it takes to provide personalized solutions for your needs. We're here to make insurance simple, reliable, and stress-free. Visit crestins.com to see how we can protect what matters most to you.
At Stretch Lab, it's not just athletes getting better. It's everyday people moving and feeling their best. Each one-on-one session is customized to you, guided by certified flexologists who help improve mobility, flexibility, and recovery. Whether you're chasing touchdowns or chasing the kids, Stretch Lab keeps you loose, strong, and ready for anything. Stretch your potential today. Find your nearest location at stretchlab.com.
Hey, it's Gambo, and I'm here with Stuart Willis from Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax. Stuart, let's talk fees. I hear people all the time saying, I don't want to pay too much for advice, but sometimes they're looking at it the wrong way.
Exactly, Gambo. Too many folks, especially the middle market, people with $750,000 to $1 million saved, get fixated on finding a discount advisor. But being penny wise and pound foolish can cost them way more in the long run.
Yeah, meanwhile, the ultra rich don't blink at fees. They pay 2% plus 20% of the upside because they know the value is there.
That's the key. At Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax, we are fiduciaries. That means we're legally obligated to put your best interests first. And our pricing is fair, transparent, and reasonable without all the Wall Street games.
So, folks, don't settle for cheap when your retirement is on the line. Call Asset Preservation Wealth and Tax at 602-877-PLAN or go to AssetPreservationWealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor.
Live from Biggs at P83, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's getting you set for tonight's game. Giveaway specials of the game on every screen.
Happy Saturday. Good to see you guys. Okay, with the quarterback, looking at the week of work today, Kyler is not going to be ready to start the game, so Jacoby will start. Obviously, feel good about Jacoby. I do want to give it the next couple days to see if Kyler could possibly have a role on game day. So that's with that.
So was he going to help play calling?
Yeah.
What's his role?
He'll have a role.
He's the back coach?
Yeah.
I mean, what's his role?
The get back coach. If he's got any role, why doesn't he start?
Yes.
That's the whole conundrum of this whole thing. It's so obvious that he's trying to spin it, moonwalk. He just can't get himself to say, look, Jacoby Brissett's our guy. It affects the locker room. It affects everything we've got going. And that if we feel Kyler can dress out, we'll have him on the sideline. But for right now, we feel Jacoby Brissett gives us our best chance to win. He just can't come to say it.
I don't know why he can't.
He just can't. I
think he would gain more respect with the media and the fan base if he would.
I'm with you.
Because I think for the most part, the fan base likes Jonathan Gannon a lot. I know I do. I think he's a solid guy. I think he's done a decent job. However, he's doesn't have the talent to win.
Yeah,
he really doesn't.
He's really strapped, Rock. You're right.
They didn't do a good job. I know Ossenport gets all this credit the first year and a little bit in the second year, but I'm sorry, this last draft was not very good. At least, maybe it will be in a few years, but right now,
it hasn't.
I mean, come on. It's like in no offensive lineman that they could have gotten.
Right.
They could have also added a few wide receivers.
Exactly. Yeah.
You look at Roseman in Philly. That's take a page out of his book.
He cut another trade today.
Yeah, Phillips from Miami. Yeah, and it's like, and he's got two corners the other day.
Yeah.
So I mean, why can't the Cardinals do that?
I'm with you.
Are they sellers?
He is one of the best to take that team. And
he takes a chance.
He takes a chance. And you're right, Rob. We bemoan the fact about a couple of offensive linemen. Where was the extra, receiver could have picked up? And then on top of everything else, you've got Josh Weinfuss comes out with the article, Marvin Harrison Sr., talking about he's not happy the way the Cardinals are using his son.
I hate that.
So that's out there. And he wouldn't be specific, but he just said, look, you got a first pick. You got this, and this. Now, I wouldn't dive into the offense. He just said, I've not seen an offense that can produce to get my son. It was kind of that kind of thing. And I'm like, Marv Sr., just, keep it to yourself. That's stuff
helicopter dad.
Yeah, I'm like, just leave it alone. Let him do his thing. By the way, your son's pretty happy that Jacoby Brissett is in there, and they're getting him the ball down the field. So you hear that. You have your owner find his own head coach about 4 weeks ago. You got this whole Kyler Murray thing going on. This dark cloud over this Arizona Cardinals team continues to just resonate over its, and those clouds aren't parting anytime soon.
By the way, only 22 primetime wins since 1988 when they moved. 22 and 2-8 in the last
Mondays,
6 years.
Thursdays,
Saturdays, primetime,
Christmas.
So, all right, we got to get to the rewind, guys.
Okay.
We got plenty of time to talk Cardinals, but let's talk some Phoenix Suns. Let's hear from Coach Ott on Booker and what he is doing right now with this team.
Yeah, it was great. I thought even in the first half, I think he had 9 assists in the first half. just be aggressive. Be aggressive. Everything else will fall into place. They start showing bodies on him. Obviously, he'll spray it and make good decisions with it. So, really complete game by him offensively. Overall, we had team. As a team, we had 34 assists. So any night you see that on the box score, it's usually a good night.
And then he got into the defense. Here he is talking about the defense taking steps in the right direction.
I think the defense since Denver has been better. And, even after the Utah game, excluding the rebound, the glass in Utah, I thought we took a step there. We've taken some steps here with this homestand. We're going to get tested this week. Try not to look too far ahead, but some of these next ones are high-level offensive players. So we'll see. We'll see exactly where we're at. But I did think we took a good step into that direction.
And speaking of when it comes to stopping players, they did do a great job on Wemby. And even Wemby said it. The Suns had a great defensive game plan against them.
I think they did a great job having a scheme defensively. They were expecting everything that we did, so that makes everything hard for us. I think we need to be more into it in the future, I think the physicality was what stood out the most, it's mostly it was the doubling, being ready to double. They were ready, and they probably walk it and shoot around through all of our situations, because it seemed like they were very ready. But it didn't feel like, it felt like they let me catch the ball. But they were ready to double and to rotate after that. So, but I don't think the physicality is what I felt most tonight.
I found that to be an exact, honest statement by Wemby, because they did run two guys at him all the time, sometimes even three, and make him get the ball out of his hands.
Even Booker was down low with him. He was front him,
yeah,
and they had help behind him.
Yep.
And I was surprised how much he tries to dribble. He can dribble.
Oh, yeah.
But in traffic, I thought he would have kicked it out, but they were ready for him.
They were ready.
So, yeah, great defensive game plan for the guy at 7'4". What's his wingspan? Like 25 feet?
Oh, easy.
Amazing to watch him.
It is amazing.
All right, let's turn our attention to the World Series, epic World Series. And here's the national final call.
0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle. Pitch to the back. Over to first to beat the champ. You got to knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles.
And then the local call.
And the pitch. And a broken bat, grounder to short. And the Dodgers turn it and win it. The Dodgers have won the World Series. They have beaten the Blue Jays 5-4 here in 11 innings. They have repeated as World Series champions. And an incredible year for the Blue Jays ends with heartbreak as they come as close as you can come to winning a World Series. But the Dodgers are the team that find a way and beat them.
All right, I had that flipped, obviously. That was more of the national call than the local call. But only in Canada, where an Edmonton Oilers broadcaster can call the Blue Jays World Series champions.
Drive back behind. The Blue Jays have just won the World Series. Or no, they're calling them out at home.
Calling him out at home.
How about that?
He's watching it. He must.
Well, he's watching it on the overhead screen.
He's watching that play at home plate by Rojas to get him by a half a step at home plate. And you watch resiliency, but again, unsung heroes. Speaking of Miguel Rojas, that play on Friday night, and then the home run to tie the game up, to go in the extra innings. I mean, talk about an organization. You can talk about all the money they pay their guys, but they go out, they develop their farmhands, they develop their players. And when you go get a free agent, Miguel Rojas at the beginning of the year that's hardly played, at 36, a guy that can make plays and get key hits. That's who this Dodgers team in. And then Yamamoto on top of everything.
He was sensational.
Just incredible.
Yeah. Let me say this, because people are saying, well, they bought it. They bought it again.
They did.
They did.
Just like the Diamondbacks.
Just
did
like
in
the Diamondbacks
2001.
did in 2001. The Diamondbacks bought it. I don't
But
have an
they're
issue.
following the rules.
It is. No, it's fair and square.
Yeah.
The point I want to make is don't downplay the Toronto Blue Jays. They had the 4th highest payroll in Major League Baseball.
And everybody says that about the buy. This is the first time in 25 years that teams went back-to-back.
Okay.
So you can say, you can bemoan all
Because
the
the money.
Okay, if the money's there.
The money just got big in the last 3-4 years.
Should they be like 4th, 5 dynasty, 4 or 5 in a row?
Well, let's talk about it next if they win again next year.
But,
and the year after that.
But that's all fair and love and war. But I remember, to Jimmy's point, the Blue Jays have paid their guys. The Phillies have paid their guys.
Yep.
Yankees have paid their guys.
They still haven't paid them the most.
You can have – that's all right. You can pay all the money. They still got to perform on the field. That's what the Dodgers do. They perform. They make the big-time plays in big-time games when big-time opportunities arise. And
When you get guys like Rojas winning it for you.
And Will Smith.
And Smith, you're saying, what?
Yeah, and that just
that's
goes
why
to
they're so deep, because
That's
they're
it.
able to pay those guys.
And they develop them. And Rojas came in on the cheap as a free agent to make those 2 plays.
All right, real quick, we got some honorable mention. We're going to some college football here. The Mountaineers let it rip after taking down Houston. Coach Rodriguez is a big fan of ours, or we're a fan of his. And here he is after the big win over Houston.
And where the hell's that been, right? Hey, you know, it's been there the whole time. I'm damn proud of you. You kept the noise outside. I didn't listen to anybody else. Just stayed in the house. All my expectation is that every time we play, right? That's West Virginia football right there. That's West Virginia football. And everybody we play from here on out is going to feel West Virginia football.
1, 2, 3, West Virginia. It's West Virginia.
All right, no disrespect to anybody listening from West Virginia. That's West Virginia football. What is West Virginia football?
Well, by
I
next
can
year,
see Ohio State football. I can see Michigan football. I can see Alabama football. I can go on and on. West Virginia's not on that top 50.
He did have success there, though, when he was there.
Okay, that's not time ago.
So,
Manuch had success, too, in high school.
Yeah, absolutely. College.
In college.
Junior college.
And NFL.
Manuch, that was like 30 decades ago for you.
Well, it's the same thing with West Virginia.
No, it's not. It's probably a decade.
Hey, West Virginia lost to Ohio University this year.
Yes,
Come
they
on,
did.
a MAC school.
They're coming.
All right, one more. Dabo Sweeney, Clemson. Here he is being pretty candid and raw and frustrated as he opened up after the loss to Duke.
Lost at home here to South Carolina. Thought I was getting fired right here in this room, actually. I walked out right there and walked around. And Kath, may get fired today. Graham's sitting in the back there, so I don't know. But, can't say I blame him. But, yeah.
Yeah, so Dabo Sweeney, hey, if he gets fired, there's plenty of jobs.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's plenty.
He'll have one the next day.
He can't beat the SEC. He might as well go to an SEC team.
right.
So,
And,
all right, we'll get to our replay. Well, that was our replay rewind brought to you by Lerner and Rowe. Interact, need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-190. All right, Jeff Sims, he goes off 228 yards on the ground. They win over Iowa State. But is it sustainable, or is it just a one-off spark? We'll catch up with former Sun Devil quarterback Rudy Carpenter. Also, well, if we have time, we'll weigh in Jacoby Brissett stepping in under the bright lights in Dallas. He's a former Dallas Cowboy, that being Rudy Carpenter as well. So that's all coming up right after this ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham and the Sun Devils pulled out a 24-19 win over Iowa State, but Dillingham said wide receiver Jordan Tyson is going to be tracking towards returning against Colorado, while running back Tyson Brown is probably out for the season. On defense, you can expect Prince Torba and Tate Romney to be back as soon as the matchup versus West Virginia. Down south, Arizona rolled past Colorado 52-17 to snap a 5-game road skin, while Northern Arizona fell on overtime to Idaho 35-32. And tonight, on Monday Night Football, the Cardinals visit the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium, with Jacoby Brissett set to start at quarterback for Arizona, while Kyler Murray will possibly see limited packages. We're live at Biggs American Bar and Grill in the P83 district, right across from the Peoria Sports Complex for Cardinals Cowboys. $15 Biggs burgers and $7 draft beer mugs all night. And at halftime, 20 fans with a chance to roll the jumbo dice for a shot at $10,000. Rudy Carpenter next.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. OD ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football. Pressure coming, Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text Peaks to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
Ready! Hi, my name is Brent Sanderson with Ready Services Plumbing and Air Conditioning. What makes Ready Services Plumbing and Air Conditioning a great choice for customers is that you know when Ready comes to your home, you're going to get an honest assessment, a positive experience from start to finish, a very comfortable, no sales experience. Our mission is to come in, assess the situation, troubleshoot, and solve your problems and leave you smiling.
ReadyServices.com. Ready. Here to talk football is former Sun Devil and NFL quarterback Rudy Carpenter, who went 3-0 against that team in Tucson.
Deep ball again by Rudy Carpenter. He reads it, it's zone coverage, gets behind the safety.
Rudy Carpenter now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
First and goal from the 8 as Sims runs to the left, Sims to the 5, Sims to the end zone. Touchdown Devils. Jeff Sims, he ran one in earlier that didn't count due to penalty. That one will go on the scoreboard. An 8-yard scoring run for Sims, and the Sun Devils are an extra point away from tying this football game.
Great game from the Sun Devils as they go into Ames and take care of the Cyclones. Rudy Carpenter now joins us. Rudy, when you watch Sims go for 228 yards on the ground, and from a quarterback perspective, is this more about instincts, taking over, or do you think the staff finally started tailoring the offense for him?
That's a good question, but I mean, definitely you can tell this start compared to the start against Utah. You could definitely tell that the run game, or maybe the quarterback run game more specifically, seemed to be much more of a priority this week than it was against Utah. And so that I would imagine that it was probably both. It's probably a situation in which they've watched him play last year against Cincinnati. They watched him play this year against Utah. And now that they know Sam Levitt is out for the year, they probably felt more comfortable saying, hey, we're going to make some significant changes on how we're going to run our offense, how we're going to install plays, how we're going to coach it up for the rest of the year. and we're going to try to put you, Jeff, in a system or a style that is much, much more comfortable for you and going to allow you to play to the best of your ability. And in my viewpoint, that's, what he did.
Looked like he won at times. He was a runner first and then a thrower second. Is that a tough balance with a guy like that?
Well, I don't know really, what it means, if it's a tough balance or whatever. I mean, I guess what I would say this is it's really hard to be a backup quarterback, right? Because you're not getting a bunch of reps. You're not getting a lot of reps with the starters and with those receivers and the offensive line and with those guys. And so you're never, as a backup quarterback, going to go into a situation where you just feel incredibly, incredibly comfortable. It's going to take some time to play your way in to feeling really comfortable. And I think that's what we're going to see with Jeff. But I think, and I don't mean this in a bad way or as a knock on him, but right now he's a much better runner and he's a much more comfortable runner than he is a thrower. It's really hard to just come into the game and be incredibly accurate, play with great timing and have really great anticipation and, be able to throw guys open and change your arm angle and change the layer of the football. And those things are all really hard, man. They're really, really hard. And so for a backup to come in there and do that is even more difficult. And then when you're him, it's easy to look at it and say, hey, man, I'm just trying to win games. And I know I'm a great runner. And that's what I feel most comfortable doing right now. So if I come to the line of scrimmage and my instincts are telling me to get out of here in the run game, then I'm going to get out of here. And when he plays like that, he plays with much more confidence, and he's much, much more decisive. Than when you're playing decisive, especially with decision making, it just allows you to play at a much, much higher level.
Hey, Rudy, I thought he handled the weather very well. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they focus so much with him is because of the rain. It was pouring. But I thought he threw the ball very well, aside from the one that seemed to get away in that kind of rain, where Beck really struggled for Iowa State. So for watching him, rain, sunshine, then more rain, how do you feel overall as far as the elements was concerned watching him?
Yeah, anytime you're a backup quarterback, it's already hard. Yeah. And then when you go on the road, it's even harder. And then when you go on the road as a backup in bad weather, I mean, very, very, very difficult. And that probably is also why we saw maybe a little bigger emphasis on the run game and the quarterback run game. But, I mean, yeah, I thought that it was, I don't know about you guys, maybe I'm losing my eyesight, but I couldn't really tell how hard it was raining. I couldn't really tell how bad the wind was or anything of that nature. It was hard to see, but it's irrelevant. What is true is that he handled it. What is true is that he ran for over 200 yards or something like that. Mm-hmm. And what is true is that he went into Ames, Iowa, against a very well-coached Matt Campbell football team, and in my viewpoint, put belt to booty.
Rudy, I want to follow up with what Kenny Dillingham then said after the game, is that it's a bye week. He's going to give everybody a week because they're beat up and battered, and he just thinks that they just need some time away. The question that I have for you then is that a good thing, or because of the way that they played and played such inspired football, if you were a player, would you prefer to get right back at it again and be playing this coming weekend?
Yeah, that's a really tough question, and that is why Kenny gets paid the big dollars, right? Like, if you guys remember, just a few weeks ago, to a certain extent, Kenny was complaining that he didn't think his guys were practicing great. He didn't think that they were playing physical enough, and he was talking about putting pads back on in practice and going live more in practice. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys heard all of that a few weeks ago, right? And so to go from that to now, you know, saying, hey, man, like I need to give, you know, my guys some time. I need to let my guys recover. You know, that to me, that's, you know, really where the magic is with these coaching staffs, guys that are really able to understand the pulse of the team and what's going on in the locker room. That's why I've always been a really big proponent of special teams coordinators being head coaches, because they're the only coach on the roster that has to deal with the entire roster, because both offense and defensive guys play on special teams. But for Kenny's sake, that's what he has to do. He has to do a really good job being able to measure, what do my guys need? Do they need more practice? Do they need more rest? Do they need to get away? What do my guys need in order for me to get their absolute best when they come back? And I think the way that Kenny's looking at it is, hey, man, we've had a lot of injuries this year. We've had a lot of crazy things happen this year that we can't even really do anything about. We've lost some of our best star players, and these guys are battling their asses off. And I think what they need more than anything is just a couple days to catch their breath, regroup, get away from it for a little bit, and come back here ready to finish this thing off strong.
Rudy, tonight's game, Cowboys, Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett's going to get the start. A lot of mixed messages as far as Kyler Murray is concerned from Jonathan Gannon. As you look at this whole picture, it seems as there is some kind of activity in the background. We can't confirm it, reference to Kyler Murray, but if you got maybe potential packages for him, why isn't he starting? And what do you make of what we're hearing, what we're seeing in tonight's game? And how do you think this bad boy figures itself out? First 1 to 40 wins?
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody knows that Dak Prescott is playing, in my viewpoint, MVP caliber football. His defense is horrendous. They give up just a absolute shit ton of points. A bunch of points. I apologize for the language. They give up a bunch of points, and that obviously is not going to help Kyler. And yeah, like you said, it could be, you know, first person to 40 points. But ultimately, I think what you said before this is probably the most important part, right? Which is, I think with the way things are going and the way the season's gone and the way that things are shaken up, I don't think that Kyler is going to get traded before the trade deadline. I think that's too complicated based on his contract situation. But with that being said, I guess I would say I do feel comfortable in saying that I would be surprised if Kyler Murray is the Arizona Cardinals starting quarterback on opening day next year. I would be a little surprised by that.
I think more so than anything, I think a lot of fans are like that. As you look at this team moving forward, Rudy, as far as Jacoby Brissett leading the charge, and to your point, we all know this is a horrible defense. If this is a get-right game, it's a get-right for the Cowboys and it's a get-right for the Cardinals. What would you like to see for this team to win and hold this Cowboys offense down and the Cardinals be the first 1 to 40 to win this game?
I think if you're the Arizona Cardinals, what you would like to see, and the Cowboys are probably saying the same thing, is we want to play good football in all three aspects. We want to play good on offense, we want to play good on defense, and we want to play good on special teams. And we want to get on the plane coming back feeling like, hey, man, we played good in all three phases. We played clean. We played crisp. We didn't have penalties. We didn't have mental errors. We just played really clean football. We executed on offense. We executed on special teams. We executed on defense. And then I think if you want to get a little bit more into the weeds, I think it would be great to see two things happen. Number one, for the Arizona defense, it would be great to see that defensive line come to life tonight and really, really, really put a lot of pressure on Dak and really, really help out that secondary by being able to get to the quarterback with just 4 and still having the ability to drop 7. I think that'll help them so they can contain George Pickens. They can contain CeeDee Lamb if he's even playing tonight. I don't know. That would really help. And then I think on the offensive side, there is no better time than tonight to see, Marvin Harrison Jr. have an absolute breakout game.
That would be, I think, what fans would love to see
Yes.
here. That's for sure. Rudy, great stuff as always, man. Have a good week. Thank you for your time.
Thanks. Sorry for the bad language. I didn't mean it.
No problem.
We're good,
I'm
Rudy.
sure we dumped it. All right, that's Rudy Carpenter joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. You can always follow him where his language is fine.
Yeah.
Rudy G. Carp 12. That word that he said is fine. Come on. Right, Manuch? Even you. You have no trouble with it.
I have no
There's other
problem.
words that you really have a problem with that are very vulgar, but that's fine.
I would
But
probably
the
say-
S word is fine.
Yeah, I'd probably say
everybody
that's-
says it all the time.
I'd probably say it's probably crapola versus, the S word, but that's all right. I mean, that's just,
All right, we have.
dumped it.
I don't know why I brought it up to him. All right, let's get to it. We have 2 pairs of tickets for ASU Southern Utah for tomorrow at Wells Fargo. Great seats, 2 pairs. Callers 3 and 4 at 602-230-0620. 230-0620, and we'll get those tickets emailed right over to you. All right, coming up, Alien Air Conditioning and Heating Out of This World Player of the Weekend, plus the trade deadline is heating up. We'll discuss that as well. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Big's American Bar and Grill in Peoria.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer, trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
Attention golf lovers and putting enthusiasts. Are you ready to elevate your game? At Putting World, we've got cutting-edge technology that'll have you sinking putts like a pro. With high-tech simulators and expert coaches, you'll be on your way to mastering that tricky 6-footer in no time. Check us out at puttingworld.com. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a newbie who thinks a hole-in-one is just a fancy donut, there's a place for you at Putting World. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World. Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Big's America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000. Mondays, Big's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Do you suffer from out-of-this-world electric bills? Do you have cosmic dust in your home? Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Is your air conditioner making celestial noises? Is it just not keeping up? Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Right now, there's $1,000 in utility rebates to reseal your ductwork and add insulation. Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Mention this radio ad and you will get a heating checkup for $39.95. Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
At Stretch Lab, it's not just athletes getting better, it's everyday people moving and feeling their best. Each one-on-one session is customized to you, guided by certified flexologists who help improve mobility, flexibility, and recovery. Whether you're chasing touchdowns or chasing the kids, Stretch Lab keeps you loose, strong, and ready for anything. Stretch your potential today. Find your nearest location at stretchlab.com.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from Biggs at P83. Football on every TV, food and drink specials, and your shot at $10K in our Dice Roll Challenge.
And Yoshinobu Yamamoto, legendary stuff, wins 3 games in this World Series. A complete game in Game 2. His team faces elimination in Game 6.
We were able to close this series by our victory. That was great.
All right, no brainer when it comes to our alien player of air conditioning. That is our alien air conditioning heating out of this world player of the weekend. As Yoshi Yamamoto was just unbelievable. Back-to-back weeks, he's won the award here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. He went 3-0 with a 1.02 ERA and over 17 innings pitched. A complete game in Game 2. A crucial start in Game 6, and you saw the save in Game 7. That's why he was named the World Series MVP. So when you look at his career, postseason history, he's 7-1 with a 2.25 ERA, 48 strikeouts in 10 appearances. Just remarkable numbers, and that is why he is our alien air conditioning and heating player of the weekend. When it comes to AC, it feels like it's from another planet. Call the crew that's keeping space cool. That is Alien Air Conditioning Heating. They will deliver out-of-this-world comfort, fast, honest service, and no surprising pricing. Whether it's repairs, tune-ups, or full system replacement, or you just want to make sure your heater is ready for the cool nights, Alien Air's trusted techs are ready to land at your doorstep. You can visit them online at alienairconditioning.com, or you can call them at 602-824-9494. That's 824-9494. That's Alien Air Conditioning, keeping space cool. All right, let's shift gears now to some football as we get football at 50 here on Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. You got the trade deadline tomorrow in the National Football League, and already you have some teams that are making some moves, one being the Philadelphia Eagles as they traded with the Miami Dolphins for their edge rusher and Jalen Phillips, and for that they gave him a 2026 third-round pick. That's it for Phillips.
It's shocking to me that people are making deals, and we've seen Philadelphia. This is not their first deal. They've already made a couple of deals.
They brought back Michael Carter, the corner from the Jets, and then it's I don't know how to say his name. Jair Alexander?
Jair Alexander.
How do you say it?
Jair Alexander.
Jair, yeah. From the Ravens. So they got those two guys, so they needed some help at the corners, and they got the corners that they needed. I mean, Howie Roseman, here he is coming off a bye week as Billy doesn't play until next Monday night, and he's out there making deals, and he probably will make a couple more.
I think he sees what it takes to win it all. And right now they've lost a couple.
Or make the playoffs.
Well, that
at least every year.
But they lose Sweat. They lost the other defensive lineman, so he's got to plug that hole. They don't have quite the pass rush with the 4 guys up front. They play a 4-3 front, so they really rely on the 4 guys, maybe one of the linebackers, to put pressure. So we had the luxury the last couple of years, especially last year, to make that rush on the quarterback with the 4 guys and drop 7 guys into the secondary. So he hasn't had that this year. So I think that's where they've struggled. But you're right, Rock. Roseman is one of those guys. Several years ago, he got fired. And he went over to Europe, to soccer in Europe, to see how they manage their teams and their players in order to win it all. So then he came back with a whole new perspective of, we got to plug holes. And his verbalization last year was, I don't care when it is. If we see a good player, and we got the cachet as far as draft choices, and you got the money to plug somebody in, we're going to do it, because he understands the bottom line is to win it all.
Yes.
And he makes moves year in and year out that gets the Eagles to the
And do you think he's taking advantage of like the Miami Dolphins as their GM stepped down on Friday?
Absolutely they are.
Sure they are.
Calling the assistant, hey, dude, Kind of reminds you of what's that movie with Kevin Costner on Draft Day?
Oh, Draft Day.
Where he's got a new GM there, and he's beating him up, and he makes the deal. I mean, that's great. The guy Chris Cryer, I think is the guy that was at Miami. He gets fired on Friday. Dude, that's where you go.
Well, the Dolphins are definitely sellers. We know that.
They're in a reset.
Yeah, they are. So I look. He's a good player. Phillips is a good player.
Yeah, he'll help.
So that's why it's frustrating. And what you talked about earlier, Rock, when we talked about will Murray get traded as well, and we talked about teams that would be interested. I just find it interesting that you just referenced the Eagles making that deal, and we get crickets from the Cardinals.
We don't know that yet.
Well, I know that, but right
got till
now,
tomorrow,
I've
Jimmy.
got till tomorrow.
Yeah,
I know.
4 o'clock Eastern.
But right now it's crickets.
Yeah, but I mean, you
So
just
2 o'clock our time.
Yeah, I don't know if tonight's game determines what they do, what they don't do. They've got an idea. I think Monty Austinfort's got a pretty good idea what he wants to do. He's going to be a part. So if they win tonight, they go, well, let me see. We're 3 games behind San Fran, Seattle, and the Rams. Could we catch them with the schedule we have? Highly unlikely. So at that point, he's got to sit down with Michael Bidwell and say, look, Mike, here's the deal. Which way would you prefer us to go? Because if we start selling off and we move the quarterback, you're in a rebuilding mode next year with the team that's going to lose again for 3 years in a row.
We know that the National Football League's not like Major League Baseball when it comes to trade deadline, right?
Right, yes.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But you will get a lot more for Kyler Murray today than you will in the offseason.
Oh, I would agree. I think if
So
they
if you are going to move him now.
Yeah.
If he's healthy,
Clearly
and
they
they
don't need
can
him.
trade him, you get a couple of picks, maybe another player, maybe a backup quarterback to back up Jacoby Brissett. This thing is long from over the way that you hear Jonathan Gannon talking the last couple
All right,
of days.
another wild weekend in college football. Once again, Ohio State stays on top. Wow, there's some chaos that's breaking loose below the Buckeyes. How about Georgia barely surviving Florida, and Georgia Tech's perfect season is now gone. Texas is back in the mix as they torch Vanderbilt. We're going to get into all of that next as the college football playoff rankings come out tomorrow. So that would be big to see what the first rankings look like. We're going to get into all that next. We got Craig Fouhy as well from ABC 15. We're out here at Biggs in Peoria. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B right here on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 FM HD-2.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads, great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage, weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans, also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke. Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you don't have gas in your home, but something doesn't smell good. Ew, what's that smell? If it smells like rotten eggs, there could be a leak in your neighborhood. Now what do I do? If you suspect a leak, move fast, call 911 and Southwest Gas. But I don't have natural gas in my home. Gas lines are buried all around, so even if you don't have gas. I know, call 911 and Southwest Gas.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go. I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900. Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie. The type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
All month long, celebrate National Dessert Month with sweet endings like our Cinnamon Toast Crunch, cheesecake topped with rum chata sauce, or the Twin Peaks Sundae with vanilla ice cream and a warm Ghirardelli brownie. Pair it with a Screwball peanut butter whiskey for the ultimate game day finish.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. Back with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at Big's American Bar and Grill. Football, big screens, big flavors, and prizes all night.
First and goal from the 8 as Sims runs to the left. Sims to the 5. Sims to the end zone. Touchdown, Devils.
Baxter in it, running back. Manning faked it to him. What does he throws? Touchdown. Emmett Mosley.
The defense spread wide. The ball's knocked loose. And our Mason Thomas has got it. Stiff arm moving his way. And still going. A scoop. And if he stays in bounds, score for Oklahoma.
Dampier throwing again, and it's caught and spinning away at the 5, and down here the goal line was caught by Whittemore, just his third catch of the season, and he scores a touchdown for Utah.
All right, before we get into college football week 10, we are live out here from Biggs in Peoria, right in the P83 across the Peoria Sports Complex, which is at 83rd Avenue and Bell, at halftime of the game tonight between the Eagles. I wanted to say the Eagles. That's next week. It's the Cowboys and the Cardinals. 20 fans will have a chance to roll the big dice for $10,000. Got some great food specials, the burgers, the drinks, the drafts are on sale. And that's tonight where the West Valley goes for football. That is Biggs in Peoria. All right, we get to the chaos of week 10 in college football. Georgia Tech, number 8, lost its undefeated season to NC State, 48-36, as they stumbled. As the Jackets now need help to stay alive in the ACC. You got Virginia 5-0, as they are trying to figure out things, or not trying to figure out. My computer crashed on me right there. As Virginia 5-0, and then you got 5 teams at 1 loss. They got the tiebreaker math, which is a little bit messy. How about Auburn? An embarrassment. You don't lose to Kentucky. You can't lose to Kentucky in this year's SEC. And fire Hugh, you heard the chance, and then it happened. So Hugh Freeze is out there in Auburn. We'll talk to Frank Sanders about his alma mater a little bit later. Vanderbilt, everybody can shut up for a while as they fell to Texas. They were unable to finish the comeback, but they did. And then Miami, stunned again, upset by SMU, 26-20 in overtime after a brutal goal line interception. So those losses cleared some space for BYU, Texas Tech, and Notre Dame as they rose up into the spotlight. Oh, real quick, how about Boise State collapsed to Fresno State? And then, of course, Colorado's complete meltdown as Deion Sanders' squad has now been outscored 105-24 in the last 2 weeks. 98-14 through 3 quarters. So the Buffs just getting physically and mentally manhandled. So the polls we go. Like clockwork, Ohio State continues to be at number 1 of the AP Top 25 as they got past the depleted Penn State team 38-14. No problem there. The top 7 remained unchanged. Ohio State, Indiana, which held strong. Texas A&M, Alabama, off week. Georgia, Oregon, Ole Miss, BYU, Texas Tech, and Notre Dame. So when you look at the movers this week, you got to point at Texas for their big win over then number 9 Vanderbilt. Oklahoma, you heard in the open, they beat Tennessee on the road 33-22. The Vols now have 3 losses, but still ranked at 23, which says I don't know what that says.
I don't know what that says.
And then how about Houston? They drop out after losing 45-35 to West Virginia. And then how about Washington? They re-entered at number 21 first appearance since the 2023 national runner-up season. They are now 6-2. So what's left when it comes to undefeated? BYU 8-0, Indiana 8-0, Ohio State 8-0, and Texas A&M 8-0. So we started the season 136 teams, and after week 10, we only have 4 because this past week it was Navy and Georgia Tech that went down.
Manuch, what happened to your K-State Wildcats?
Oh man,
Who'd they play?
We hung in there for
Texas Tech.
we hung in there for a quarter, and then it all
buried.
It all went to hell in a handbasket.
No, I was, you guys know I was in Ohio
Yeah.
and watching the Buckeyes game, and it was all Bucks, right? And that game got over, and then it was on Fox, and sure enough, the Kansas State game going on, and
Yeah.
I went up to Bart. I'm like, can you put the Arizona State game right here? I'm like, this is horrible. I mean, Kansas State should never be on in TV in a bar.
Well, not right now. They're not playing really well. They're just they're kind of slowly falling apart as Tech pretty much manhandled them from the second quarter on. As you look at the the top 25, Rocky talked about Oklahoma and Texas making the big jumps. We will see a 2-loss team, maybe even a 3-loss team in the top 12 for the playoffs.
Oh, I hope not. I don't want a 3-loss team. I'll take a 2.
If it was, but they'll be determined. I doubt we do.
Yeah.
But I think a 2-loss team, when you look at those two specifically, as Rock alluded to, both climbing 7 spots from where they were. And how Vanderbilt dropped to 20, was it 23? After that close game that they had, if it isn't for an onside kick that goes out of bounds, the player's not on top of it. But I think that you're starting to see toward the end of the year, with 3 and 4 games to go, a couple things happen. Teams are going to get stronger or going to get a little weaker, and you're going to see higher scores. So now this is where that depth, this is where that NIL money, these are where those players really step up. And you look at these remaining schedules that you're going to see are really going to come to fruition these next 3 or 4 weeks. But all that being said, if some of the top 5 get 1 loss or 2 losses, boy, you're going to see how these schedules of power conferences are going to work themselves out. And some people are not going to be happy they get left out at 13 and 14.
There is a team right now that has 2 losses that is back in the top 25, and they play in the Big 12. It is the Utah Utes, and they have found themselves. They have found their game, and they are putting a serious hurt on teams that they are playing now. Manuch, I hope you're right. I hope that the Utes have a chance to climb back in.
Yeah, and they do. They really look good. I mean, they
do.
really they're
Especially that was the ESPN game of the week.
Cincinnati
Day was there, and Cincy just laid an egg. But Utah's a good team. We saw what they've done the last couple of weeks. So, especially what they did with BYU, right? I mean, that was the only game that they
lost.
They lost, but it was like super close.
Yeah,
and it could have went the other way, right?
Yes.
All right, now, so tomorrow afternoon, the first CFP rankings will come out. And I think it's going to be, AP chalk is what I like to call it, Associated Press talk. It'll be Ohio State, Indiana, and A&M up on the top.
Yep.
And then you'll have Bama, Georgia, Oregon, Ole Miss, BYU, Tech, and then Notre Dame and OU to follow. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the 12th team. Now, some people are saying it could be somebody like a Utah or somebody like just out there, but they may go down to like North Texas. I mean, North Texas is 8-1. They're 4-1 in the American, and they just beat Navy, who hadn't lost since last November.
Right.
And Navy had won 10 straight. So it could be somebody like that you could see kind of getting in, and that would be interesting. I love when these smaller schools get in on that 12.
I don't think it will, because they'll look at strength of schedule. They'll look at the Texas of the world, look at Virginias of the world. And also, if you want to talk about a team that's making a run, look at Louisville. And they're climbing the ladder as well, too. But I just think at that number 12 spot, it could be a Texas, it could be a Louisville. But I think Virginia, look at the ACC.
That's a team to look at.
That's a team to look at. I think those are some of the logical ones versus some of the teams you guys laid out, because they're looking, all right, who have they played so far? And here we are, 8 games into the season, 9 games into the season for some team. Look at the strength of schedule, look at the scoring, and how they hold serve. And who did they lose to? That's another thing that this committee is going to take a look at.
I'm of the ilk that I believe that it will be pretty much chalk. I think the following week, after we have a few more games, that is where I think you will start to see some serious movement. For some reason, Rock, I'm under the assumption that you are about being pretty much the AP top 10 or 12.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the 11. It's 12. I can't.
But I think next week is when we will see, because there will be some of those teams that are going to pick up another loss, and that then will start to shake up the top 12.
All right, games to watch this week. Arizona State is on a bye. You got BYU at Texas Tech.
Yep.
That will be the 10 o'clock in the morning game on ABC 15. So you got two high-powered offenses that'll meet, and that's a Big 12 statement game. So expect some fireworks in that one. Number 3, Texas A&M at number 19, Missouri. That game will be on at 1:30, right after the BYU-Texas Tech game, as the Aggies look to stay perfect. But Missouri, you don't know which team you're going to get there. They could play spoiler. Just some off-the-wall notes here. I saw these are just little nuggets that I pulled that I thought were pretty cool. SEC, it's a coin flip. It's coin flip central. 26 of the 43 league games have been by less than 7-point margins.
Wow.
That's how strong it is. Georgia, Bama, A&M, and Texas all face multiple projected one-score games. That's interesting. Colorado, we saw what happened to them. They're a mess. 3-6. They're going to be 3-9. I think they won't win another game.
Yeah.
And then remember Deshaun Jackson, Philadelphia Eagle,
Yes.
Washington Commander.
Yes.
He's at Delaware State.
Yeah,
Last year was
yeah.
his first year. He went 1-11, and now he's 6-3.
Yeah.
Right there.
In fact, he beat Michael Vick, who's at Norfolk
Yeah.
State.
I love his little schools.
Last weekend.
I wonder how the Buffalo alumni are feeling. They gave Primetime with a 5-year extension last year, and it was a 5. I think it was. They dished out a lot of money. Can you imagine what his buyout would be right now?
Oh yeah.
If they were to, but I think he wants to stay there.
He does.
He wants to rebuild. But I watched some of that game. I saw a lot of phantom tackles by some of their defensive backs. I went, that kid doesn't want to be there.
Nope.
He doesn't want to be there. Can you imagine being tape session with him?
Yeah.
Dude, wrap up.
Yeah.
If you want to be here, just leave.
Yeah.
And he'll challenge those guys
will.
this year.
Yeah, he will do that. He did come out and say he's going to start a new quarterback this coming weekend.
Some of the secondary
it's the freshmen.
They're a bunch of bullfighters. Olay on some of the tackles.
You're not kidding.
Horrible.
All right, it's time for our Monday night tailgate lock of the evening. It's brought to you by Biggs here in Peoria. We need 3 callers right now to lock in your prediction for tonight's Cardinals-Cowboys game. The closest score will win $50, a gift card here from Biggs, where the West Valley goes for football. The phone number is 602-230-0620. That's 602-230-0620. Our Biggs Monday night tailgate lock of the night. All right, time to hit the highlights from Sims to Darnold to Williams. Even the old guys like Jimmy B are showing they still got it.
Yep.
It's our G2G protein bar. Game changers from the weekend next, right here on Roc Manuch, which
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Tired of the same old weekend routine? Then head to Putting World. Experience an elevated 18-hole golf adventure, followed by delicious eats, handcrafted cocktails, and live music at our chef-driven restaurant, Bar 19. Enjoy daily specials and happy hour deals that are sure to keep your wallet happy. Birdies, bites, and brews await. Check out this week's live music schedule at puttingworld.com, or just swing on by Putting World, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
At Stretch Lab, it's not just athletes getting better. It's everyday people moving and feeling their best. Each one-on-one session is customized to you, guided by certified flexologists who help improve mobility, flexibility, and recovery. Whether you're chasing touchdowns or chasing the kids, Stretch Lab keeps you loose, strong, and ready for anything. Stretch your potential today. Find your nearest location at stretchlab.com.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000. Mondays, Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Hey, I'm here with Tim Lee, the owner of Moving Team 6. What separates you from other companies that are out there?
We have a protocol of how we do a move. It's more of a military style, and people are like, wow, who does this? I really believe it's people on our team. I'm a firm believer it starts with the people at the top. When the people at the top believe in everything they're doing, the people will follow.
The standard is the standard.
Yeah.
Go to movingteam6.com. That's movingteam6.com. Your move is their mission.
Time for the G2G Protein Bar Play or Team of the Weekend. Did your favorite player make an incredible play or your team had a big upset? They probably know all about G2G Protein Bars, a refrigerated protein bar with unmatched taste, grab and go goodness. G2G Protein Bars are now available at Costco.
All right, I'll start us off. All of us, including Connor, will give you our game changer from the weekend, thanks to G2G Protein Bars, which are available in Costco in the refrigerated section. All right, I will go with Jeff Sims. Here's the 18-yard touchdown pass.
First and 10 at the 18. Off play action. Sims throwing has Mateer wide open for a touchdown. Shimon Mateer. The 18-yard touchdown reception from Jeff Sims. Off the play action fake, Mateer was all by himself at around the 5-yard line, and the Sun Devils regain the lead with 4:55 left to go in the first half.
So Sims, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rush for 228 yards, as he was named the AP National Player of the Week, and his jersey is going into the Sun Devil Hall of Fame. A very dirty jersey to boot from all that weather there in Ames. But he exploded, a standout performance by him. It's kind of nice to have a backup like that when all that pressure was on Sam Levitt, who's now, of course, out for the season. But Sims, you can ride him. And let's just see how far he can take the Sun Devil team, because they're still they're still in it for the Big 12. So that is my G2G game changer.
All right, my G2G Protein Bar game changer. We're going to go to Washington, D.C. as Sam Darnold lit it up.
This game right now.
Play action here on first down, 13 of 13, and to the races. It's White all the way, Cody White for the touchdown. The first of his NFL career.
Boy, did Sam Darnold have a night in that 38-14 victory last night. Completed his first 17 passes. At halftime, he was 16 for 16, 282 yards, and 4 touchdowns against Washington's defense. He had thrown 4 touchdown passes without throwing an incompletion. It was 31-7 at halftime. Darnold on the day, 21 of 24, 330 yards, and the 4 TDs before he threw an incompletion. Before being removed late in the game, he was averaging 14 yards per completion. Talk about a guy in the zone. Sam Darnold, my G2G Protein Bar game changer of the night.
All right, guys, look, I'm the oldest guy on this show, maybe the oldest guy who lives in this town at 92. But, and by the way, everything still works just fine. I went with
by the way, you say that all the time, and not one person listening believes you. If you're 92, there's no way that thing's working.
Yeah,
there's no way unless you are taking so many freaking pills to get that thing going.
Are you talking about his pacemaker's not working right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Pacemaker.
I mean, his walker needs new batteries.
At any rate, I'm riding with the old guys.
Yeah, you wish you were riding.
Damn right. I'm riding dirty. So here we go. We begin first with Cincinnati and 40-year-old Joe Flacco.
Trying to disguise their looks. Only about 5 yards away from McPherson's field goal range. Flacco puts a nail under it far side. Higgins, just crazy catch for the Cincinnati touchdown.
All right, so Joe Flacco in a loss because Cincinnati cannot defend anybody. Joe Flacco is 31 of 47, 4 touchdowns, 470 yards for Joe Flacco. Now, another old guy, his name is Aaron Rodgers, 41 years of age, 25 of 35, 203 yards and a score as the old men were bawling, the Steelers beating the Indianapolis Colts in Pittsburgh yesterday. Gentlemen, they are not George Blanda because they don't kick extra points or field goals, but they're damn close. Those two guys, Flacco, Rodgers, my G2G, protein bar game changer.
So I got to tell you about that. I mean, that game, I'm at the Columbus airport yesterday watching, the Bengals, of course, Columbus. You got Browns fans and you have Bengal fans there. And the whole bar was full of fans, but majority of them were Bears fans, believe it or not. You think about it, those two teams combined for 31 points in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
What a roller coaster ride. One of the best football games I've seen. And I didn't carry each team. I root against the Bears always. But it's just because all my friends at the bar are all Bears.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they think they picked them to go to the
Super Bowl
when they beat Buffalo.
Sure they did.
When they blew out Buffalo in the preseason.
Sure.
So, but for Flacco, 470 yards. And the Bengals should have won that, but it was just a collapse. But Bears had a collapse earlier this year, so now they shared collapse.
There you go.
And you talk about lack of tackling, that last play.
Oh, man.
Caleb Williams was tied in. The guy's right there. He fails to wrap up. I swear to God, it is a lost art in the National Football League, in college, not so much high school, the tackling, wrapping guys up. If you're afraid, go get a damn dog to wrap up somebody. He bounces off, goes down there for a 60-yard score.
Yeah.
Game, set, match. Check it out as far as that was happening.
All right, Connor, we're waiting on you.
Yeah, not much more to say for me here, fellas. It seems like you guys got all that taken care of because as you gave love to Joe Flacco, I went right back the other way to Caleb Williams and, of course, that touchdown to Loveland that Manuch was just so talking about.
This ball is completed or the clock is running. Williams slings it. Williams. Loveland bangs off his man. He's going to score. Home. Colston Loveland in a jaw dropper. 58 yards on the catch and run from the rookie.
So Chicago Bears quarterback Caleb Williams goes 20 of 34 for 280 yards. He has 3 passing touchdowns. Guys, he ran for 53 yards on 5 carries. And not to mention, he caught the ball not once, but twice for 22 yards and a touchdown. He technically had a better day than wide receiver Roma Dunze.
That's good stuff. You're right. He did.
What an up and down quarter that was for both teams, but specifically the Bears. When you look at gambling, the win probability peaked at 99.7% and then went down to 14.1%, which is over an 86% a swing. Ultimately, of course, Chicago hung on. They are now 5-3, and the Bengals fell to 3-6.
The Chicago Bears, after 8 games, are 5-3.
Shocking.
This guy
marinate a little
this guy
bit.
at the bar is trying to tell me, oh, it's good for the National Football League.
Oh.
The Bears are good. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
And, he didn't know where I was from.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't want to disappoint him. Like, my Eagles just
The Bears are like the most
Super Bowl last
ho-hum
year.
vanilla team. The
But
Bears would be relevant.
5-3.
Yeah, their last been relevant was 1985. That Super Bowl
They were
team.
relevant there.
And they couldn't capitalize on it. But you see some of these quarterbacks, 4 touchdowns. Here you are about at the halfway point. Teams are getting tired. Guys are getting tired. About to hit the wall, getting ready for that second win. And I think this is the perfect time for that, trade deadline for guys to go get some backups, to get some starters, to really reinstill the troops and get a team to basically get themselves ready for the last, 5-6 games of the season.
Some other headlines from yesterday: the Ravens over the Dolphins. Lamar Jackson came back from a hamstring injury. He made it look easy.
Yeah.
Did he? I mean, I thought so. 4 touchdown passes. He was 78% with completion rate. Josh Allen owns Patrick Mahomes, at least regular season, as he's now 5-0 in regular season against them, as he had only one incompletion after halftime, that being Josh Allen, as they go on to win by 7. Jags over Raiders in overtime. Broncos, their defense dominated, but they made that game a lot closer than it needed to be. And Denver, one of those, they're a quiet 7-2.
They are
7-2. 49ers, Christian McCaffrey made more history, 164 yards from scrimmage. He joined Roger Craig as the only Niners with 500-plus rushing and 500-plus receiving yards through 9 games. So San Francisco keeping pace there with the Rams in the NFC and Seattle. Patriots, another team that's being quiet. Derek May, he was sacked 6 times again, but their defense for New England is so solid that they've done quite well, as 9 straight games without allowing a back over 50 yards. They got to stop the run.
The interesting point on that game, though, the game had a chance to be tied, and the place kicker on the extra point missed the extra point.
Yeah, that hurt.
Oh,
by the way, Cam Little, the NFL record,
Yes.
68-yard field goal to end the first
With
half.
room to spare.
Not much. Not
about
much.
5
That
yards,
barely
Rock.
got over.
He-
From the view I saw, which was from the end zone, I only saw that view.
Yeah,
Now, if you saw a view
saw
from
the
the
side.
side,
Yeah.
the side, was it at least
Yeah,
5 more
he
yards?
probably
10 more
had-
yards?
yeah, he might have, yeah.
He might have had a 70-yarder,
Yeah,
barely, but it cleared.
It what sucks is, being in Ohio and then, sitting at the bar and I'm listening to all these idiots. And there's always Michigan fans in Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
They moved to Ohio. They want to get the hell out of their own state, right? J.J. McCarthy, come on. I mean, he returns, and all of a sudden he is the next big thing right there in Minnesota. Okay, he wins. All right, 27-24, but come on. That's one game. Let's see how he can do. Now, it was nice that he could win in Detroit. That, being
In Detroit.
I get that.
Against one of the hottest teams in the National Football League. And to have, 5 weeks off, and he came in there and performed very, very well. Very poised, J.J. McCarthy. Truly is first year in the National Football League when you look at it.
I think when Harbaugh, when he left Michigan and went then to the L.A. Chargers and stated, "You better draft my boy J.J. McCarthy."
He saw something.
He knows.
One game.
But remember in that opening game, he had that great.
Don't rain on their parade, Rock. Let him
Why?
enjoy it.
Why?
Man. Let him enjoy J.J. McCarthy.
Give me a break.
Vikings
One
are
game.
struggling.
It's
One game, but let them have their fun,
Adam
man.
Schefter this morning, another Michigan guy.
Yeah.
Rich Eisen on before us.
yeah.
Shut up, guys. One game. Next week he's going to have 5 interceptions. All right, Craig Fouhy's next, but here's a ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 update. I'm Connor Collins. Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham came out and said that wide receiver Jordan Tyson is tracking towards a return against Colorado, while running back Tyson Brown is probably out for the remainder of the season. On defense, Prince Dorba and Tate Romney could be back as soon as West Virginia. Down south, Arizona rolled past Colorado 52-17 to snap a 5-game road skid, while Northern Arizona fell in overtime to Idaho on Halloween night, 35-32. And tonight on Monday Night Football, the Cardinals are expecting the return of Garrett Williams as he's been activated to the roster, as well as first-round pick Walter Nolan III, expected to make his NFL debut versus the Dallas Cowboys. We're live at Biggs American Bar and Grill in the P83 district, right across from the Peoria Sports Complex. We have $15 burgers, $7 draft beer, and at halftime, 20 fans will have the chance to roll the dice.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
At Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, we understand the tradition of golf, the joy of passing the game from one generation to the next. Since 1963, we've been helping families like yours enjoy the game of golf. Our expert team will help you find all the golf gear, shoes, and apparel you need. With over 60 years of experience and our legendary 90-day guarantee, we've always been here to help you get there. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge, dive in and drink up.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
It's time for Fact or Fouhy with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fouhy. Fouhy joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the questions. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Fouhy.
That's right. He joins us now on the Right to It Guest line. How we doing, Fouhy? What's your day? How's your day going so far?
So far, so good. Spent the noon hour with Kenny Dillingham. Back in here for a little Monday Night Football action. Yeah, doing well. Here we go.
So you guys got the game tonight, don't you?
We do, brother. We do.
Yes. So.
And yes, I wish I was in Dallas. Yes, I do wish that.
Yeah. All right. So our first question for Fact or Fouhy this week will be Cardinals. At least the first two are. All right. So Fact or Fouhy, the Cardinals should be buyers at the trade deadline to build culture, not sellers. Fact or Fouhy?
Should be buyers?
Buyers, yes.
They're 2-5. What do you? I'm sorry. What? No,
You're
that's
allowed to say Fouhy. You're allowed to say fact.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Fouhy. They should be buyers instead of sellers? No,
Yep.
no. Come on. They're 2-5. You're 9 weeks into the season here, and you know what you are now, right? You know where you are. You are a 2-5 football season. No matter how close the games were now, how many points you lost by, you're still 2-5, and you're 4 games back in the NFC West. Every other team has 6 wins.
So can I have a mulligan? Can I have a mulligan? Can I have a mulligan? Yes or no?
First team out.
No. Yeah. Can I have a mulligan breakfast ball? Just can I go?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
All right.
Go ahead.
Fact or Fouhy, the Cardinals will be sellers at the trade deadline. Fact or Fouhy?
Right down the middle. Nice shot,
Man,
Rob.
it's always second shot's always better.
Always good.
Right down there, 220.
Yeah.
I'll say fact, but here's the thing. It's not like baseball, right? In baseball, you're a seller or a buyer. In football, you're trying to make your team better if you can by finding somebody. I think the Cardinals have gotten calls on Calais Campbell, right? He's playing really well, even though he's 39 years old. He's playing super, and I think the teams are calling because you're 2-5, and so they know if they go into Dallas tonight and lose tonight, they're 2-6, and for the most part, it's every man for himself at that point. So. I think they're getting calls on certain players, and it's interesting. This is a side note, rabbit hole, Rock, but you look at the Cardinals. They always put out their media schedule on Friday or Saturday for the next week, right?
Yeah.
And this coming week now, the first week of November, there's no Kyler Murray scheduled to meet with the media. There's no quarterback scheduled to meet with media, and there's no Buda Baker scheduled to meet with the media. And those are always in their schedule, right? So we know week to week, Kyler meets with the media on Wednesday, Buda meets with the media on Thursday, and unless there's something happens, like Monday, they push everything back a day. But there's nothing there. All it is Gannon and the coaches in practice, some guys in locker room. So I don't want to read the tea leaves here, but that's weird, right?
Well, yeah, but could you see a scenario where there are some teams that need quarterbacks right now? You can make a case for the Washington Commanders. You can make a case for the Tennessee Titans, the
Jets,
the Raiders. I mean, there are a lot of teams.
Yes.
Could you see this organization pulling off a trade mid-season before the trade deadline tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's really, there's a lot of moving parts, in particular the money that they're paying Kyler. And so you'd have to really bite a big bullet, right? You'd have to take a big bite of that salary to move him. And you're not going to get much back just because of that salary. So there's a lot of moving parts to that one, but I could see them asking about Calais Campbell. I can see him asking about Buda Baker. I can see him asking about Kyler, if the Cardinals would be willing to do that. But if they're happy with Jacoby Brissett and what he's done with this offense, they're scoring more points per game with Jacoby, more yards per game with Jacoby. So maybe he's not the long-term solution, but maybe he's the short-term guy to get us through the season. But yeah, I think they're fielding some calls, but you never know what's going on behind closed doors, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, Coach, for the second question, after all you said, a lot of what Jonathan Gannon said or didn't say in his Saturday presser, which you're still trying to get an encyclopedia to decipher what he said, factor Fouhy, with Jacoby Brissett, as you mentioned, clearly a more productive Cardinals quarterback. We are seeing the end of the Kyler Murray era. Fact or Fouhy?
Well, there's so many caveats to that question. I like straightforward questions, not ones that go around the winding brick road, the yellow brick road. But with that said, yes, we are seeing the end of the Kyler Murray era, in my opinion. I don't think he'll be here next year. It's just my opinion. He would have to play phenomenal the rest of the games if he's healthy enough to play. And Gannon did say Saturday, as of Saturday, injured reserve was not on the table for Kyler, and he didn't know if it was going to be long-term injury. But you never know. But if Kyler does get back and does get the starting job back, because they've sworn when he's healthy, he's our starting quarterback, he would have to light it up, I think, the rest of this season to make him want to keep him around.
So, Coach, listening to that, we've had our opinion about what he said or didn't say. What do you think was said? What do you think the true meaning of what was said or not? I mean, it was like all over the place, but things out of his control. He did mention that. And if his quarterback's healthy, he might use him in a package. Well, if he's healthy, why isn't he starting? You see what I'm saying? He was all over
you can read a lot into things that are out of my control, right? Out of our control. And that means the owner stepped in. It means the GM stepped in. It means somebody else has got his ear. I mean, there's a lot of things you could read into those lines. It was the most confusing responses to where, and he's been tight-lipped about Kyler anyway the last 3 weeks, right? Just one-word answers, two-word answers, yes, no. I asked him a week ago if Kyler was progressing. He goes, yes. that was his answer. And that response Saturday was just so confusing that it set the table for making me think that maybe this is a soft benching of Kyler. Like maybe we're going to give Jacoby a couple of extra games here to see if this thing continues in the right direction, if it's trending in the right way. But yeah, there's so many questions. It was the most confusing and most, it just adds to the lore of the Arizona Cardinals, doesn't it?
I'm with you on that, Fouhy, 100%. And my thought process is, you watch Brissett have a good game, and the Cardinals will still lose. So then you're going to be caught between a rock and a hard place again.
Right. No, listen, and I could go out there and probably have a good game at quarterback against that Dallas defense, right? They're just not very good. They're not very good. And so, Roc, you can throw. Manuch, you can still throw. So you guys could go out there and have a successful night, but their offense, the Cowboys' offense, is really, really good. You're going to have to put up 40 points to try and get in a battle with them, and I don't know that the Cardinals' offense is capable of that.
All right, let's go to question number 3. Now we'll go to college football. ASU will be back in the top 25 before the end of the season. Fact or Fouhy?
Oh, man, I'll say fact. They've got West Virginia at home in 2 weeks, and they have at Colorado, which is terrible, and then Arizona at home, and I like them in the Territorial Cup. So they could sneak back in, but they're going to have to win out, right? I mean, that win on the road against Iowa State was a nice win when everything seemed like it was trending in the wrong direction for ASU. Kenny Dillingham somehow pulls his team out of the ashes, and they get a win in Ames, even with 3 turnovers, even with 11 penalties for 119 yards. They still managed to get that win, and thank you, Jeff Sims, for a great, outstanding day. But, yeah, I think they have a chance to get back in the top 25. How far into that, I don't know.
By the way, that ASU West Virginia homecoming on the 15th, 11 a.m.
Yeah. I know, I saw that. How about that?
So,
yeah, 11 a.m.
gravy.
Biscuits and gravy.
All right, number 4, with the Suns averaging close to 16 turnovers per game so far, they will have to score an average of at least 120 points per game to win this season. Fact or Fouhy?
That's a fact. You listen, they got a nice win against Wemby last night, and the Spurs. The Spurs came in 5-0. They got a nice win. I got a chance to watch that one. And but your turnovers are killing you right now. 20 turnovers last night, 23 points conceded off those turnovers. You can't do that. But they did play great defense against Wemby. Held him to 9 points, 9 rebounds, something like that.
Yep.
Something along those lines. So, yeah, it was a nice effort by them, and that's kind of what Brian Gregory told us before. You're going to see a new effort. You know, it's what Matt Ishbia has said. I want guys with that effort. I jokingly asked him if the guys were going to wear knee pads because they're going to be flying around the court for getting loose balls. But, you know, it's kind of fun to watch a team that really hustled and tried to play good basketball. But you got to correct the turnovers.
All right, Coach, last one. This is Bobby Hurley's make or break season.
Yeah.
No NCAA tournament, no extension, no job. Fact or Fouhy?
Fact. I think this is the end. It's his 11th season, I think, in Tempe.
Yes,
I think he's going into, and he's got another complete roster turnover. Not that he's unique in that case, because everybody's doing it with the transfer portal and NIL. But he went across the pond there and got 5 European guys, I think, or 6. 6 of them, 5 of which had played professionally in Europe. So the way the NCAA, this was my gripe a week ago, the NCAA has opened the door to bring in G League players back, and you can get guys who played professionally in Europe to come play. I mean, the NCAA is a mess, but that said, Bobby Hurley's biggest issue is he had a lot of great players a year ago, just couldn't get them to play together, right? There was nothing successful about that group as a group. So I think the handwriting's on the wall already. No extension in place heading into the season. I just think this is going to be the end of the Bobby Hurley era.
So what can we expect tonight? What can we expect on ABC 15? I'm assuming a huge 2-hour pregame show that's going to start at 4:00. a 2-hour, because you got no haboobs, you got no bad weather, everything's great. So they should give sports a lot of time tonight at ABC 15.
I got 2 minutes at 4, 2 minutes at 5, and then Colin and I will get about 15, 20 minutes after the game. So we're going to try and get the podium live and try and do some fun stuff after the game. But yeah, it's news business, Rock.
I know, but Cardinals prime time, this is like a treat. This doesn't happen.
It's the Cowboys are playing.
Hey, when the schedule came out last spring, I was begging to be in Dallas tonight too. So that's been 6 months ago now. I've been begging for every couple of weeks. Are we going? Are we going? Are we going? No. Be quiet. Go back to your office and sit down and shut up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And be happy with what you got, right, Fouhy?
Exactly.
That's right. Be happy with what you got. You got a sports office with 9 TVs in it. It's really cool.
All right, Cardinals, Cowboys tonight on ABC 15. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
You got it. Anytime.
That's Craig Fouhy joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. And he is brought to you by one of our newest partners here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, the Stretch Lab. Yep, at the Stretch Lab, they are built to help everybody move better. That's body. Yes, your body. Feel better, live better. Every one-on-one session is custom to you. You can visit them online at stretchlab.com. That's stretchlab.com, built to help everybody move better, feel better, and live better. Stretchlab.com. All right, I have 2 pairs of tickets to see ASU tomorrow at Wells Fargo as they are playing Southern Utah to get the season started. So opening night there in Tempe. So if you'd like to go, be the 3rd and 4th caller, and you will win the tickets, a pair of tickets. 602-230-0620. That's 230-0620. All right, we'll talk some Suns. 2 straight wins and counting. Have the Suns finally figured it out? And will this keep going? We'll talk about it next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here from Biggs.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football.
Pressure coming. Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again.
Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from Biggs at P83. Football on every TV, food and drink specials, and your shot at $10K in our Dice Roll Challenge.
And another good defensive effort by Phoenix. Booker dribbling up the left wing, drives on Castle to the left block, spins, fades, and hits again. Devin Booker putting on that masterclass offensively tonight. 22 points, 11 assists.
Yeah, and Booker finished with 28 points, 13 assists. Grayson Allen, he had 17, plus he made 5 threes as this Phoenix Suns team against the Spurs last night shot over 58%. They went 19 of 33 from the three-point mark, which is just over it's close to 58%. And they go on and beat a team that has not lost. But the big story was Wemby being held to 9 points, 4 of 14 shooting. He only had 9 boards and 6 turnovers, which was a lot. And the Suns, they jumped out to a large lead. At one point, they had a 31-point lead.
Yeah.
I think that was in the third quarter, right?
Yep. Yes.
And they go on, and they pick up a big win after winning the other night against you.
Was that the best defensive double teaming of a big man that I think I've seen in 3 years? I mean, concerted effort. That was the most concerted effort I've seen from this organization, no matter who's coaching, in 3 years, to double team the hell out, triple team them at times.
At times. They had a definite plan to try to defend Wembyamba and not let him put a 30 burger on him. Look, this was a total team effort. I'm going to say this, and I'll say it again, I don't know how many times. The team seems to run better when Colin Gillespie is on the court. Also, which India is now getting a lot more minutes. And the other thing that I want to say about last night's win as well is that guys are getting their shots in their spots. And when that happens, you have that comfort level. Manuch, you can say this as a former QB in the NFL. When you are on target and your receivers are running their distinct routes, you know they're going to be there. It makes your job that much easier. That's exactly the way I saw the Suns' offense last night. Everybody would go to their spots. Boom. The ball was there, and they had a chance to shoot their shot.
What were they, 80% for three-point shooting in that first half?
It was tremendous.
But, the thing is, fortunately for the three-point shooting, as Roc alluded to, close to 58% overall, still the 20 turnovers is disturbing.
That is bad.
I mean, if they're not hitting their three-point shots, they might have got thumped by 20 in that game. I mean, you talk about 37 points in the last loss, and then 30 the night before, and then was it 30 last night? I mean, this is an epidemic, so they better shoot lights out. And to your point about Colin Gillespie, he's not averaging 25 minutes per game.
Yes.
So he's playing a lot of basketball. And I agree with you. They really, the offense, when he and Grayson Allen in there at the same time,
they connect.
Well, this offense moves. And to your point, guys hit the right spot, the spacing. But if it wasn't for the three-point shooting, they might have lost by 20 last night.
I think we have to at least mention what Booker did on Friday night. 36 points, 9 assists. He looked solid. He looked like he was in complete control. He attacked at all the levels, and that was a game where they came out firing right away. They scored 37 points in the first quarter, and they took down a Utah team that had beaten them already this year.
I will say this team, at least from what we've seen early in the season, can be, and I caution, can be very offensively exploded. It really can, because they can light it up in a hurry, and it's not 7 seconds or less, but it might be 20 seconds or less. They are not really playing to that 24-second shot clock at all, and they move the basketball so much better.
The other thing, too, is we talk about this giving up 60-plus points per half.
Yeah.
First half, bound determined. They shut them down to, 54 points. Second half, they gave up with the 64 points.
Right.
A lot of garbage minutes, a lot of garbage points by San Antonio at the end of that game. But as you talk about the Utah game, Roc, they did it. They were defensively focused. And that's got to be, if you can hold the opposing team, at least per half, under 60, gives them a chance. But what happens is these 60-point on averages the Suns are giving up is main causes the turnovers. I liked how Jordan Ott said, hey, look, we want Book to be aggressive. We want him to take control. Well, for every 5 turnovers like last night he gives up, he better score some points to counter that for giving up the ball, because Grayson Allen, he handles the ball, but you're right, Gillespie's the guy, man. He really is. So when Jalen Green gets back in the fold, Dylan Brooks gets back in the fold, hopefully we'll see a lot of this continuity moving forward once they get up to speed or they get in shape.
All right, so Suns looking ahead, they have the Warriors in San Francisco tomorrow. That game will start at 8 o'clock. You'll be able to listen to it on Arizona Sports 97 and watch it on TV at AZ Family 3 TV. And then they have the Clippers on Thursday. That'll be in town. And then they will be back on the road on Saturday with the Clippers.
Can I just say I hate moving to Mountain Time?
Oh, I agree.
Why don't we just stay on Pacific time and we're good to go?
We usually go to sleep, at 7? So now you have to go to bed at what? You have to stay up till 8?
I might have to suck it up, man.
You're used to these 4 o'clock starts. Say 3 hours, 7 o'clock, you can go to
They're
bed.
making it really tough on me.
Yeah.
They really are. By the way, kickoff tonight, 6:15? We move it.
Yeah.
6:15.
By the way, Florida at Arizona
This
tonight
is great.
in college basketball.
Can't wait.
I love that. 5 o'clock.
Yep.
So that'll get you
Oh,
covered
I'm
for
good.
an hour
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
the Cardinals game comes on. And that game's on TNT tonight. So Arizona coming out with a big team with Florida, a team that some people are going to.
The defending champions.
Yeah, are going to win it again.
Yeah.
You know?
They're good. Florida's really good. It'll be a lot of fun to see. I want to see Koa Pete. I don't know if we'll get to see Bryce James or not. He comes off the bench. Koa Pete's going to be fun to watch. He is going to be fun to see.
What
we're hearing, and our resident U of A expert, Laz here, can tell us he's had a very good camp. Okay. As far as getting up and down the court and being involved and not just kind of, weaning him into things. Right. They said he's like 6'10". He's pushing maybe 220, athletic, get up and down the court. Freshman year to senior year, 4 state titles for Peoria High School with Koa Pete and how well he's done and how well they expect him to do down at U of A.
And congrats go out to a couple of our winners for the ASU tickets for tomorrow night. So John and Aaron, congrats. You guys are going tomorrow. We'll have 2 more pairs to give away in the 3 o'clock hour. So ASU and Southern Utah tomorrow at Wells Fargo. So good stuff as college basketball is here. We do want to remind you that we have teamed up with Twin Peaks for an opportunity for you to win a trip to Los Angeles to see the Cardinals and Rams on January 4th. There at SoFi Stadium. You'll get a couple tickets to the game, hotel, you get some cash for travel, and all you have to do is text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates do apply, or you can just head into any of the 5 Twin Peaks locations, and you'll see our mugs on the screens, on the Twin Peaks TVs, and you can just get the QR code, and then I'll send you off, and you can register there.
Big rival, the Raiders and Broncos on Thursday night. I think the National Football League, you go Raiders are going, man, they're going south in a hurry. They are. And then Denver's playing, they're
Their
doing
defense, best defense.
Exactly.
Yeah. They have the best defense.
But the Raiders have maybe the most exciting football player right now today, Brock Bowers.
Tight end, yeah.
Man, is he sensational. My fantasy tight end. Yeah. Finally, after 3 weeks off. You finally win one? I think so. But I got Trey McBride, too, so he should go off tonight as well, too.
You know, it's interesting. So tonight, or this morning, it was First Take was at some bar in Dallas, right?
Oh, yeah.
For the game. And the 2 pictures of the players that they were marquee. The marquee had all this, Cowboys, Cardinals, and Trey McBride was the lone Cardinal, and Dak Prescott for the Cowboys.
I would agree with that.
How things have changed.
Yeah, what does that tell you?
Kyler Murray from Texas, 9-0 in that stadium. No love.
No, that's like, what have you done for me lately? That's it. Trey McBride's the bell cow
All right,
for the
we'll
offense.
talk about that game coming up here from Biggs. Got a big discussion on that. But first, the Dodgers repeat. They had their big parade today. We'll break down the key moments. The ratings went absolutely bonkers. We'll talk to someone who was at the game. That is Bob Nightengale from the USA Today. He will stop by next. But we are live out here at Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria, where the West Valley goes for football. And you can find us always here on ESPN 620, on FM at 98.7, FM HD-2. Tune in. We're on the Arizona Sports app. We're at Roc and Manuch. We're also on your smart speaker. And where else are we, Manuch?
On the app.
Here you go.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-378-7241. 800-378-7241. Again, that's 800-378-7241.
Okay, let's be honest. Guys wait till the last minute every single time.
Hey now, not every guy, but yeah, most guys.
That's why my dad, Diamond Dave, keeps the most insane selection of the diamonds ready to go. No waiting, no stressing, just sparkle.
And listen, this isn't mall jewelry. This is the real deal. Wholesale diamonds, bigger, brighter, better. And yes, she will notice.
Dad, I've seen the look on their faces. You hand them the box, they open it, and boom, it's game over.
Exactly. So whether you want something custom or you need it today, I've got you covered.
Don't overthink it. Just call, text, or come see my dad, Diamond Dave, at Desert Wholesale Diamond.
Bring me your last-minute panic, and I'll send you home a hero.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450 or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
Crest Insurance is about more than providing coverage. It's about creating your safety net, personal, reliable, and supportive. We offer access to a national network of trusted carriers. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, we're here to help with a personal touch that's close to home. With Crest, you're not only protecting what matters most, but also helping to build stronger, more resilient communities. Crest Insurance, service you can count on.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live from Biggs at P83. Football on every TV, food and drink specials, and your shot at $10K in our Dice Roll Challenge.
0-2 pitch. Kirk bounces one up the middle. Bets to the back. Over to first to beat the champ. You gotta knock him out. The Dodgers stand tall and win back-to-back titles.
A heck of a game. Pulled in nearly 26 million viewers. That's the best number in baseball they've had since 2017. A Game 7, an extra innings. You had all the star power. Major League Baseball had a lot of juice, and it showed. And if you really look at it, it ranks among the 30 most watched programs of the year. I mean, it only trails the Cowboys-Eagles on kickoff and the NBA Finals. So you had it right there. That's pretty good stuff. And joining us now, who's actually there, Bob Nightengale, USA Today. He joins us now here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. How great of an atmosphere was that, Bob? That had to be just remarkable. You've been very fortunate to go to a lot of these.
Yeah, no, that was a great atmosphere. You felt for the Blue Jay fans, and they were just heartbroken. A lot of tears in that clubhouse. I mean, that's the whole country's team, not just a one state's team. So, yeah, they had every chance to win that thing, and they were right there. It was certainly one of the top 5 World Series I've ever seen. In Game 7, ranks right up there with, right there with the Diamondbacks Yankee one.
We were talking earlier. I mean, we love the word dynasty, right? And here they are, back-to-back champs. How many wins, how many years they have to win a championship to be considered a dynasty, in your opinion?
Well, yeah, but there's certainly a dynasty. 13 straight playoff appearances. 5 pennants, 3 World Series championships. That's a dynasty. I thought with the Braves, the Atlanta Braves, 14 straight division titles. Even though they won just once, They were at 4 or 5 World Series. I even thought that was a dynasty. Certainly what the Yankees did. So no, but the Dodgers are definitely a dynasty.
Watching Yamamoto and what he did is truly, it's amazing in modern era baseball, Bob. I mean, those are some of the things you look at, think back, it happened 40, 50 years ago. What is this World Series? What does he remind you of? Or is this something completely brand new in the marketplace right now?
Well, I mean, it really reminded me of what Randy Johnson did, pitching Game 6 against the Yankees, then coming back and pitching relief. This guy actually warmed up, that 18-inning game as well. So, we haven't seen anything like this as far as, warming up in a game and doing all this, in a long, long time. He certainly goes up there with the Earl Hershiser stature, with the Bulldog and all those complete games, everything he did in the postseason. I mean, he's not going to win the Cy Young. He'll probably finish second or third. But what an amazing season. I mean, they do not win these back-to-back World Series titles without this guy.
And we talk about unsung heroes, Miguel Rojas. I mean, here's a guy that's basically 36 years old, good player, making big plays. Kike Hernandez, you watch him make that play at the end of the game on Friday night. Talk about some of the, not so much that they're ancillary guy. Kike's a big part of it, but finding a Miguel Rojas and inserting him to be such a big part of this offense and defense on top of it.
Yeah, and I've seen about 4 of these things, World Series. I still think it's the most unlikely home run I've ever seen hit. Hit a World Series game. It was stunning. It's almost like, well, you're really going to let him bat. But he didn't have anything better off the bench. It couldn't happen to a better guy. I mean, he's the ultimate teammate. He should certainly be a coach or manager one day when he's done playing. He's going to play one more year, but he does everything for that team, just epitomizes teammate. And you're right, just even, and the Pages making that catch. I think Kike Hernandez, should have caught that. We'll never know for sure. But, he comes out doing that. Tommy Edman. But yes, on and on. Will Smith coming off the broken hand. But yeah, just a full team effort. Max Muncy kind of coming to life in Game 7 with the 3 hits, including that home run to keep that game close.
All right, so in the press box, the place is jumping. It's going crazy. I want to get your reaction to first, when they had the play at the plate, did the fans respond positively that he was safe? And then when they found out he was out, did all the air get sucked out of it? And then later, when the home run took place in extra innings, Will Smith, was it the same sort of feeling with all the air being sucked out of the stadium?
Well, I mean, it really got sucked out, and the place was going bonkers until Rojas' home run. Then it just became deathly quiet, like you couldn't believe that happened. And then, then the play at the plate, because, the umpire, Becker had ruled him out immediately, that kind of took it away. They were kind of getting false hope, waiting for that replay. They're looking at the replay. Your fans cheering, but you knew, like, unless he really raised his foot up, he was going to be out anyway. And then, of course, like you said, the Will Smith home run, completely deflated. And then they got their hopes up, of course, with the Vladdy double and then, sacrifice bunt. And then, the first and third one out, people going nuts again, thinking, okay, here we come. We're just going to tie the game up. And then just boom, it's over quickly with a double play.
Is it the greatest reality show on television, what took place in Game 7, in your estimation?
That was a great one, yeah. I mean, I think it would have been an all-time classic if the Blue Jays had come back and won it in the bottom 11th, something like that, or even if they won in the bottom of the ninth. The fact that it was in Toronto with their home crowd and not the Dodgers' home crowd. But yeah, just an epic series, with 18 innings. It was kidding. I was like, I think my prediction for Game 7 was 5-4, 11 innings. Just wanted something dramatic. I should have gone to Vegas with the thing.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams are neck and neck. That's what I thought when I think we talked when the Toronto beat Seattle. I think everybody thought Toronto would be a much better series than Seattle against the Dodgers, and they were. That thing could have, flipped over a heartbeat. So Blue Jays were outstanding.
Bob Nightengale, USA Today here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. All right, with all the global nature of baseball and how it's expanding, and of course Japan with Yoshi and Shohei, and now the Canadian market with Toronto, what we saw there. What does this World Series say about the future of Major League Baseball and where it's heading? Is it it's in the best spot it's been in a long time?
Yeah, I mean, and those viewership numbers you're reciting, those, remember now the Fox viewership numbers doesn't count Canada because those aren't U.S. households. So, yeah, I mean, I want to say like 1 of every 5 people in Canada were watching. Obviously, we know what a tremendous draw is in Japan. Now we're going to have the WBC next spring. So everybody's eyes will be on that. Not really on spring because all the stars, will be gone on the Valley and in Florida for the WBC. And then we'll see. Everybody's going to still brace themselves for a lockout in 2027. We'll see what happens. But, but baseball is certainly a great spot right now.
So you've been running for a long time. So I'm assuming you're heading over to Hawaii because I believe opening day is like 142, 143 days from today. So you got a little bit of a break or trade. We got to start talking trades and Kyle Schwarber is coming to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I got a few days off here. We got the GM meetings next week in Las Vegas, and then a few weeks off before the winter meetings. So usually not much happens at the GM meetings, but a lot of talk, and every agent will be there trying to peddle their client and see who's got what kind of money, who's going to spend, and we'll see what happens. There's some good free agents out there, and we'll see who's got the guts to spend the money.
Hey, Bob, before we let you go, I saw today that it is the opening of the Veterans Committee for veteran players to be considered for the Hall of Fame. And 2 guys that are available now are Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. In your estimation, is it going to be no again, even from the Veterans Committee?
Yeah, because this is the second time they've been on it. The first time they didn't even get 4 votes. You need 12 out of 16. So I don't anticipate either one getting in again. If I had to make my vote, or not my vote, but my bet would be Gary Sheffield gets in, and perhaps Jeff Pitt. Those 2 guys. I think I was surprised Fernando Valenzuela was on it. I didn't think he'd make the cut. And then they changed the rules. So if you don't get 4 votes this time around, you got to skip it 3 years from now. So if Bonds and Clemens don't get the 4 votes, they won't even be back on the ballot again until 6 years.
Wow.
Is Kurt Schilling off the list now?
Yeah, he didn't make this one. I thought he would. I would think he'll definitely be on the next ballot 3 years from now. I still think he gets in one day. I really do. And I think Bonds and Clemens get in. I do think, one of these guys that are already in the Hall of Fame have got to fess up and say, you know what, I was using PEDs too. So these guys should get in. Because we've got about 5 or 6 guys that are in there that have been voted in the last 15 years. They were big-time PED guys. So why punish, Bonds and Clemens? We're not punishing those guys.
Hey, you've been so gracious with your time this whole run this year. As always, thank you so much for your time. And you sound like you've been doing a lot of interviews. Your voice is there.
Scruffy.
Get some rest, and we'll look forward to catching up with you here soon. Thank you.
All right. Look forward to it, guys. Thank you.
You guys, Bob Nightengale, USA Today baseball columnist, B. Nightengale on X. He brings up a good point. If some of these guys that are in the Hall say, hey, I was using, let's let these other guys, Tom Brady needs to let everybody know he was cheating, and he did, deflate the ball. The only reason I bring him up, I just saw a damn commercial with him.
With him on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder how long he was playing with deflated balls.
Yeah, long time.
I beg your pardon?
Yes. Hey, we're out here at Biggs
he did
for
get
Monday Night
divorced.
Football. Try Biggs American Bar and Grill live at the P83 District. That's where we're at, right across the street from Peoria Sports Complex 83rd Avenue and Bell Road. Of course, it's Cardinals and Cowboys at halftime. We'll have 20 lucky fans. They'll get a chance to roll the big dice for $10,000 in cash. So come out, great food. They got a big burger special. They got a draft special tonight. And, of course, Monday Night Football. And we'll have the U of A Florida game on as well. And, again, of course, your chance to win cash and some gift cards here from Biggs. So that's American Biggs, I should say, American Bar and Grill, where the West Valley goes for football. And this is your last chance to call in right now and predict the score of tonight's game. And whoever's closest will win a $50 gift card to Biggs. That's right. So we appreciate Biggs. We're out here every Monday. The phone number is 602-230-0620. That's 602-230-0620. All right, we're going to talk more about Monday Night Football under the lights in Dallas. The storylines are there. Jacoby Brissett gets the start. Can they snap the 5-game skid? And what about the Cowboys? They're like number 1 in offense and number, 32 in defense.
Yes.
This could be a fun one. Spread last night, was 52.5, 53.
Wow.
So over under. So we'll see what happens tonight. So we'll get into that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Biggs.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks.
And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters. And Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue and Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Mornings, it's Bickley and Marotta, 6 to 10 a.m. Bickley and Marotta, 6 to 10 a.m.
I like Video Live.
I like you too, Bick. Middays, it's Wolf and Luke, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wolf and Luke, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. What is up? What's going on, Luke? Afternoons, it's Burns and Gambo, 2 to 6 p.m. Burns and Gambo, 2 to 6 p.m.
Bernsey, what's going on?
Arizona's biggest sports personalities are on the local sports leader. Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app.
Live from Biggs at P83, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's getting you set for tonight's game. Giveaway specials of a game on every screen.
Happy Saturday. Good to see you guys. Okay, with the quarterback, looking at the week of work today, Kyler is not going to be ready to start the game, so Jacoby will start. Obviously, feel good about Jacoby. I do want to give it the next couple days to see if Kyler could possibly have a role on game day. So that's with that.
Well, what do you say to that?
I just, it's like the 10th time I've heard it. And it just, you can go so many different directions on that. He's obviously okay to play. Right?
It sounds like it.
He can go.
Yep.
Emergency quarterback,
Yep.
or they're going to put him in some plays, or they're just, I don't know, playing the Cowboys somehow, or playing us, and there's a big trade that's in the works, and Kyler's getting moved.
Well, this is what happened.
That's a stretch.
So what happened on Thursday when he said, as he was asked if Kyler Murray would start, he said, yeah. It's kind of a combination of, well, it was a very, it wasn't a yeah. Yeah. So what
but it
happened?
wasn't a no.
It wasn't a no. Wasn't it? It's kind of a, and I told Jimmy, I said, yet in Russian means no. Okay. So he's like, it's like he caught himself. I think he's really catch himself in between what's being, I'm just speculating here, folks, what's coming from his general manager, from his owner.
Yep.
And he's caught in a dilemma. He really is, guys. He's trying to put the best product out there, and he knows. He just said, it's obvious, Jacoby Brissett gives him a better chance to win. He said that Saturday as well. But if you said a week ago that Kyler was starting, so what happened? He was limited at practice. We know that. A lot of guys limited at practice, but they end up starting. You talked about the 9-0 record. All that minutia surrounds Kyler Murray. So what is going on behind the scenes that has caused him to hesitate and to have this double speak, talking in circles, moonwalking on Saturday with, I think we all pretty much know what he was saying.
Right.
To that point. And then basically Jonathan Gannon has been very curt. He's very, very, very short in his answers. It's like the pressure's getting to him, or the way he's been doing things. I'll give you a case. Roseman, his general manager in Philadelphia. They did it the right way. And Jonathan Gannon, I really believe, is a guy that does it the right way. He's on the up and up. But he's become hesitant.
He has.
In his pressers, and there's a lot of coach speak, and then there's a lot of confusion. There's more going on, folks, behind the scenes that we can tell. But Jacoby Brissett is the guy that needs to start. I think the locker room pulse he got over the last week, because you saw comments. We had Marv Jr. Talking about the quarterback situation. He actually said, they asked him, how has Kyler looked in practice? He goes, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't see him.
Yeah.
What do you think about Kyler if he does play? First thing he said, well, he runs really well, and he really can bring some more
juice,
whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything as we're excited to have him back.
Right.
He makes us. There wasn't that there.
I'm with you.
So I think when Gannon's reading the locker room, he finally said, the hell with it. He's my guy, whether he's healthy or not. If he is healthy, we may have some packages for him.
Real quick, I this is bothering me. I got to get off my chest.
All right.
What the hell's Kirk mean?
Kurt. He's very short.
Like Kirk?
Very curt. See, it's
because I'm looking it up. It means church.
No.
How are you making this work?
He's
You always throw out these words that I have no clue what
He's
you're
very
talking about.
curt with his answer. He's very
Whoa,
quick.
How do you spell it?
It's like quick.
How do you spell
I think it's C-O-R-T.
Oh, it's with a C.
Yeah, C-O-R-T. Curt with his answers. Very short. Very,
rudely brief.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Yeah, Kurt.
Okay.
Kurt with his answers.
You've never used that in 21 years.
Well, I'm using that because I haven't
like,
really
where did you read a book this weekend?
Oh,
So
no,
you brought
my
these big
dialogue,
words?
if I need it, I'll go to it. I'll go to the go-to. And he's been very curt. He's been very different
He has.
in his approach, in his pressers.
Rudely brief, huh?
Yes.
I don't
Rudely.
consider him being rude at all.
Which tells
Have you
me
listened to him lately?
That wasn't rude.
You weren't here last week. He was very
I
short.
heard everything.
He was very short, curt, and very,
So he's rude.
So
you would tell him he's rude.
So I'd say you're rude. Yeah, his one answer
Yet.
question. Yes. Yet.
It's
Yeah.
not rude.
That was totally rude.
He's taking a page out of Belichick's book.
Totally
I
rude.
mean,
All right,
here's the thing. Let's talk about the game because
Okay.
that's what's more important. And I do think that Dallas is deadly in the air, and
Yeah,
I
they are.
think this Cardinal defense is weak. I don't care. They were selling it to us early on that they were going to be really good, and they're not very
They're
good
not.
at all.
No.
They could score 45 tonight on
They
this
could.
on this Cardinal team.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go back and forth like crazy because Dallas's defense has got so many deficiencies. They're struggling too. So, who knows what kind of game this is going to be? I expect all the pundits and gamblers, the degenerates are all saying it's going to be a high-scoring game, right?
I agree with that.
When that's the case, it's a low-scoring
Yeah, I know. When everybody thinks it's
Take
going
the
to be
under.
like
Wait,
that, yeah.
this Dallas defense is they're just about last in every potential category there is. Now,
they are porous.
Especially in running. They're one of the worst, but the Cardinals can't run, and they can't stop the run.
That's right.
So I think the Cardinals will try to run. Carter got activated. So you got basically DeMarco will be active. You got Bam Knight.
Yeah.
You got your three guys that if you can't run against this defense, what I think the Cardinals are going to have to do to try to shorten the game, eat time off the clock in order to keep that offense off the field, they're going to have to make a concerted effort to slow the game down. And it might be a 28-25 or slow down the Dallas offense by not allowing them on the field. I think that's what Drew Petzing does is focus on your running game, short passing game. You get the shot, take the shot to Marv Jr. or to Wilson. You're going to have man-to-man
Keep
coverage.
using McBride.
You know, they could open it wide open or slow it down. If you start to have success with their running game, all of a sudden it's 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5. They can slow the game down that way.
What makes you believe they are going to have running game success when we haven't seen any running game
they're playing
in all of them?
the worst run defense that every team that's played the Dallas Cowboys, every one of them has had the most points scored with their team going into their game.
Can you make a case that the Cardinals have one of the worst offensive lines?
You could say they can't run. They're having a hard time
because
passing.
of the offensive line.
But here's the thing. They've gotten close to 300 and some yards total offense with Jacoby Brissett. A lot of it is, thank God Jacoby Brissett's got the experience to get the ball down the field.
No, he's never played in Dallas.
He's never played
I didn't
there.
know that.
Never played in Dallas.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
But
as
you know,
much
Roc,
as he's been in the, as long as he's been in the league.
You're right. This could be a 42-38, or it could be 20-21.
Because Dallas is they're going into a bye week.
They are.
They're on Monday Night Football. It's in Dallas. The lights are on, of course, big time. I can't stand the Cowboys. So there would be anything better for them to lose this game to the lowly Cardinals and then to get a bye week to just. It'd be so bad on Sports Center.
I still believe that
Stephen A. would have a field day.
He would.
He wore his cowboy hat
He
today.
did, yeah. I still believe that the phones are ringing for the Arizona Cardinals and something is up. Because if we don't see Murray on the field in tonight's game, where we were told, well, we have a couple of packages for him. If you don't see him, something is going on. Now, whether if the deal gets done by tomorrow, that's another story. But something is cooking.
You're saying the smoke coming from the Vatican?
Yes.
Means that there's a new pope that's going to be named, meaning
Kirk.
Yeah,
Kirk
answer.
K-I-R-K.
So I think there's a lot of prayers for a lot of teams are going, hey, so you're going to start Jacoby Brissett. So does that mean that he's available? So you're right. I think that they're going to go.
Something.
It's a sign going on. Coming out of the Vatican.
There's a sign.
They may have a pope that might be named here anytime soon.
So
that
Manuch,
pope could be.
So Manuch, what do you think's going through Kyler Murray's head? If he is okay to play and he is getting benched, he has never been in that position before.
Never.
Ever. He's got 9 wins in Jerry World. Right? I mean, the guy, every level he has won, and he's won big.
Well, I would say.
And here he is having an opportunity to be home, and damn well he's probably got 150 tickets or whatever it is.
Easy.
And he's not going to play.
The only thing I can think of is he's not stupid. That he knows that if he's pretty much understanding that he could be dealt. He's being realistic with himself. I'm sure he's talked to his father, and if he's healthy,
his entourage,
agent, all the above, that, hey, I'm going to be a pro. I'll be ready to go. If Jacoby goes down, I'm ready to go. Or is he ready to go?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Do you feel that if, you always hear about players that are at one team for a long time, it's time for a change. Do you think another coach or two can figure him out and make him successful again?
Always
like he had that 1 year.
They always think they can figure him out.
Can.
Sure. Yeah. And I think what Jimmy brought up earlier about the Commanders, the Jet teams have got similar type offenses, but they know he's not a pocket guy, Rock. That's the only problem. He's not a pocket guy. So where's he going to go? Everybody.
Pete Carroll could fix him.
Probably. Look, he needs to go to a team that has somewhat of a decent offensive line. I mean, you just trashed the offensive
And running
line
game.
And running game. They have none of that. The Cardinals have none of that. So my guess is
he can scratch that itch on both sides.
Yes,
running and throwing.
Yeah, and
Commanders.
the line. Yes, exactly.
All right, Frank Sanders is going to join us next, get his thoughts on the quarterback situation, and we'll kind of, I don't know, just we'll keep this discussion going when it comes to will they trade him or not trade him, which I don't think is going to happen.
Yeah,
but
I'm with
it's
you.
fun to talk about.
Yep.
But here's Connor with another update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Connor Collins. Arizona State head coach Kenny Dillingham announced that Jordan Tyson is tracking towards returning against Colorado, while running back Tyson Brown is probably going to be out for the remainder of the season. On defense, Prince Dorba and Tate Romney could be back as soon as West Virginia, and down south, Arizona rolled past Colorado 52-17 as they snap a 5-game road skid. Northern Arizona fell in overtime to Idaho on Halloween night 35-32, and tonight in Monday Night Football, the Cardinals visit the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium, with Jacoby Brissett set to start at quarterback for Arizona, with Kyler Murray possibly coming off the bench in limited packages. Also, expect to see the debut of Walter Nolan III, the first-round pick for the Arizona Cardinals, and cornerback Garrett Williams. We're going to be live at the Peoria, or at Biggs American Bar and Grill, across from the Peoria Sports Complex, with $15 burger deals and $7 draft beers all night long. Also, have a chance to roll the dice.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
Do you suffer from out-of-this-world electric bills? Do you have cosmic dust in your home? Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Is your air conditioner making celestial noises? Is it just not keeping up? Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Right now, there's $1,000 in utility rebates to reseal your ductwork and add insulation. Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Mention this radio ad and you will get a heating checkup for $39.95. Call
Alien Air Conditioning.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text Peaks to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eat, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
Hey everybody, Dan Bickley here, and is every step a reminder of what hurts, a reminder of what you're not able to do, and how far you've drifted from a life without pain? Well, I've got great news for you, because relief is closer than you think. At QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged joint tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source. This is not science fiction. This is your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. And this Veterans Day, QC Kinetics giving back to our heroes. Veterans will get $500 off their treatment, and for every non-veteran who starts care, QC Kinetics will donate $500 to the Wounded Warrior Project. It's a great time to book your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics with clinics in Phoenix, Scottsdale, Peoria, and Chandler. 602-837-PAIN, 602-837-PAIN for QC Kinetics.
Remember, always be generous with the nutmeg. Just eyeball it.
Okay.
Mom's wisdom has served you well, but now it may be your turn to guide her.
Hey, I'm worried about Mom. She keeps forgetting her famous sweet potato pie recipe.
Some things come with age, sis.
And some don't.
Knowing the early signs of Alzheimer's in a loved one will help you make the best decisions for your family. Visit 10signs.org to learn the signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is
Caught! Touchdown, Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown, Auburn! Frank Sanders from Nix. Auburn's ahead.
Frank Sanders joins Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B right here on ESPN 620.
All right, we got some breaking news. Bird's Eye View is reporting that Kyler Murray is heading to the Washington Commanders for 2 2026 second-round picks and 1 fourth-round pick in 2027.
Doggies.
Damn. Wow.
It happened.
Frank, what do you think about that?
Damn.
Man, quit playing with me, Rock. That's some fake. Stop playing. Stop playing, Rock. Stop playing.
Come on, you had to, I got you. I mean, come on, I got you a little bit, right?
Hey, look, I was asking myself, come on, man, what did I miss already? My God, what just happened like that? Oh, stop playing, man. That's a good one, though. Really, really good one.
Well, Frank, as an ambassador, you guys are usually the first to know if anything happens, right?
They run everything by you first, right?
Not at all. Not just like you guys would have got that news. I'd have got it the same way, and it would have been probably a trickle-down effect in a lot of areas, especially tonight that the Cardinals are playing on Monday Night Football, and, you know, you're expecting your backup quarterback, who's your starter now, and then you trade Kyler Murray, that's going to be something pretty interesting if that happened that fast.
So could you ever see a scenario like that? I mean, you think about what's going on right now, and Jonathan Gannon sounds like he's talking on both sides of his mouth. He can play, he can't play. 48 hours. I mean, could you see a scenario where he's not playing for the reason of trading him with the trade deadline tomorrow?
Look, the speculations that scenario you just put on the table, considering the fact that, you know, Washington lost Jaden Daniels last night, man, to a really ugly injury, and the situation is that he would be going back to Cliff Kingsbury, and that offense, he knows it, and so that would be definitely something that could be speculative and as well possible. But just considering the situation right now, you got me with that, Rock. I definitely am speechless on that. You definitely got me.
But, Frank, I think what Rock's doing, we're all doing, is connecting the dots. He was supposed to be starting on Thursday, and we heard we don't know if that's a no or yes. But anyways, so what happened in that 48 hours for the decision to come down that Jacoby's going to be the guy? What do you feel came down if he was going to be the starter on Thursday?
Are you 100% ready to play, Kyler? Like we're looking at not just a pocket quarterback. You're looking at a dual threat quarterback who has to use his legs. We saw that in the Tennessee Titans game when he couldn't run, and at the end of the game he was there, but we knew he was basically the level of. We didn't know the severity of the injury, but he came back out and started trying to play. But he was a sitting duck, and that's something that you can't have when you have a quarterback that's a dual threat, and in those situations. So I think that question becomes, are you 100% ready to go, Kyle? And if you're not, then we have to make a decision. And it doesn't help the fact that Jacoby Brissett went out and played really well the last couple of games.
Yeah, and I think when you hear limited, and then you hear on Saturday that, you know, obviously in the locker room and things out of my control, we're just very interesting how you frame it. But I agree with you, Frank. If you're limited and you can't move and be the guy we want you to be with your offense, you know, stick with the guy that's running the offense from the pocket versus not having a guy that can't run.
Yeah, I would agree with that, man. You know, like every player wants their best players to be playing, and that's the reason why Kyler's a starting quarterback, because we know Kyler makes all the plays. We know that. We know that he's capable of making some of the best throws on the planet. He's able to make, you know, make water turn to wine. He's been able to walk on the water several times as an Arizona Cardinal. So we know that he's magical in a lot of ways. So the idea right now is that he needs to be at his best, and every player will want him to be on the football field for the most part. If you're a starter, you want your starting quarterback to be on the football field because you know you develop that rapport, you develop that reputation with him in the preseason as well as, you know, in the regular season where we are right now. So, but the reality is that if he's not 100% ready to go, Manuch, you don't want him out there on the football field.
Frank, defensive lineman Walter Nolan is going to make his NFL debut tonight. It's been a long time. Fans have been waiting to see what he can do. In your estimation, A, how much playing time does he get? And B, how do you think he's going to be able to perform?
You know, I'm really hoping, man, he the time he's had, we brought Calais Campbell in to really talk to our former 2 first-round draft picks and Robinson as well as Walter. And that mindset is that he was supposed to be teaching these guys, training these guys how to be, very NFL-ready defensive ends and defensive tackles. And unfortunately, due to injuries, they just have not been on the field or been able to kind of garnish that physical experience, but they have done it, I'm pretty sure, in the locker room or in the meeting room, the mental knowledge of it. Tonight, I really want to see him be explosive. I wanted to see him be, he should have fresh legs right now, although his legs, he had a lower leg injury, but his legs and everything else should be fresh and ready to go. I want to see him he should have some presence in the middle of the football field. Just the ability, if they're going to run the ball, be a body, go make some plays, however many reps you get, take advantage of them, and more importantly, leave the game healthy.
Frank, I want to get your thoughts on this. Hall of Fame wide receiver father, Marv Sr. on Arizona offense. He was talking about they're not utilizing his son in the proper way. He says, quote, "It's very hard for me to watch the Cardinals, and you can quote me on that," close quote. Not to be piling on top of everything, but if we got Frank Sanders Jr., 4th pick overall in the draft, are you chiming in when you're not seeing the results you want to see as a dad?
Dude, he's going to be a swimmer. He wouldn't be a football player.
That's a good one, Rock. Man, you on a roll. You like butter right now, my man.
I had a big weekend at my alma mater this past weekend, so I'm just coming down. Yeah,
I love it, man. I love it. So, my swimmer of my son or daughter, I would want them to do the 4x100, but if they're not capable, then they have to do the mile, I guess.
For you, it'd be the pool's just not right for him to produce, right?
Yeah, I know. He needs to be a whirlpool or something.
No, come on, Frank. Let's be honest, dude. Let's be honest. It'd be breaststroke.
No, I am going to
breaststroke.
Look, look, I like breast, but I ain't going to be stroking. Let me get back. Look,
family show, Frank. Careful now.
Yeah, I know. My bad. So here we go. This is the reality. As any dad, you want to see your son go out and be successful and go out and make plays.
Sure. Yeah.
Any receiver like me, I want to see these guys catch every ball that's thrown to them. I want to see them become explosive. I want these guys in the end zone and making big plays. I don't care if it's Marvin or Michael or Zay. Any one of these guys go out and be dogs and go out and make plays, man. As watching the history and what his dad has had Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning with an offense that had, a hell of a talent on their team. Marshall Faulk played running back for that team. Adrian James, who's a former Arizona Cardinal, played running back for that team, who's in the Hall of Fame, by the way. 2 of those guys in the Hall of Fame. Dallas Clark. So when you look at all that stuff that they had Peyton Manning and an offense that was running very efficient. This offense is still figuring their way out and finding their way out. We lost both of our starting running backs, not starters, but 1 and 2, A1 and A2. We lost both of those guys this year. We lost a couple of our tight ends and some other players. And Marvin Harrison's been out because of a couple of head injuries. So this is the thing that's on the table. The offense is not as explosive as we want it to be or desire it to be. And there's more football left. And hopefully these guys can turn it around. And if they do, then we'll start seeing Marvin be the guy that he probably wants him to be.
Frank, because both of these defenses are mediocre at best, and I'm being kind when I say that, is this game 38-35? Do you see this as just a wild offensive display, maybe similar to what we saw yesterday with the Bears and the Bengals?
I think our defense is better than their defense. I really do. I mean, we got a little bit more younger in our cornerbacks, but I think our defense is better than their defense. I really do. I think defensive line is stronger. Our linebacking core seems to be a lot solid, and we don't give as many points and plays as they do as the Dallas Cowboys do. So I'll take my defense first. Apparently Vegas did the same thing, but our reality is that, we got to, whoever on offensive defense in the last 5 minutes or 8 minutes of the game, those 11 guys got to go out and make plays and walk away with a W. And I think that's the same situation the Dallas Cowboys in. They got the number 1 offense or the number 2 offense in the league, but they have the number 32nd defense in the league. And I think number 29th defense in the league. And that in itself is atrocious. That's the yin and the yang of a situation. We're not in that same situation. Collectively, we haven't lost a whole bunch of games, getting blown out. And that's been a good thing about both offense and defense when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals. But Jimmy B, let me just say this here, man. At the end of the day, we just want a W. I don't care if it's 3-2, like the old school football. I just want a W to get that feeling of what it looks like. Remember this here, guys. Like, you guys know this very well. Losing takes on a personality. Winning takes on an attitude. And these guys got to change the personality of the last 5 weeks into an attitude of becoming a winning team that can go on a run. And if that's the case, then I'll sign up for that any day.
And to add, Garrett Williams will be starting tonight, will be playing, and also Nolan III will be. So that's got to help that defense that you're talking about right now, Frank.
Oh, absolutely, man. We need all the help we can get. This team, look, we've got to go back. Like, look at our list, and just look at the names on the injury reserve for the Arizona Cardinals and the PUP. Like, this hasn't been a healthy season for our starters that we thought was going to play. And the guys that was going to play. Anybody we get back right now is going to be a benefit to the Cardinals, and that's going to help. They just got to go out and, do their job, be explosive about their job, and also make plays. And that's what we drafted them for. That's what we brought these guys in here for. And now it's time for these guys to do that. They got 10 more games to do it. Roc, I hope these guys can pull it together and come together as a team.
All right, Frank, Hugh Freeze is out at your alma mater, Auburn. Kenny Dillingham's name obviously is up since he spent some time there with Gus Malzahn back in 2019. James Franklin.
James Franklin.
I think Ron Franklin, the broadcaster. And then the big name I keep seeing that it could be a good possibility is that Brent Key from Georgia Tech, who was at Alabama. He's an Alabama native. I know he's from Georgia Tech. But is there a particular coach that you see makes some sense, or you guys just like hiring coaches every other year?
I mean, the coaches ain't the problem the way we hire. It's the payouts that they get. That's the payouts they get for Auburn is crazy right now. But I will say this here, man, respectfully, I've watched Dillingham, and I would hate to see him leave ASU because of what he's brought to this program. But I know that energy he has is rare. It's rare to find. It's rare to garnish, to get the coaching staff and the players to buy into what he did at ASU in a flip around, considering what happened in the last couple of years under Coach Herm. And that in itself speaks volumes of what he wants to do at ASU. But if Auburn can get him, I would love that, without a doubt, just because of what he brings to the table, how passionate he is and how he speaks. And not only that, his desire for being able to reach and pull talent out of the kids that he's bringing to the program.
Yeah, I look at you guys, and it just seems like every 2 years, 3 years, Hugh only didn't even last 3. Brian Harsin, who I really liked, didn't work out there. He was only there for a couple of years. Gus Malzahn was there for a long time, and you go back, Tubby. I mean, who was your coach when you were there?
Yeah,
Bowden. Who did you have when you were there?
I had Terry Bowden for 2 years, and Coach Dye for 2 years. But here's the crazy thing, right? Like, at the end of the day, when it comes to Auburn, the only thing that matters is if you can beat Alabama. They'll give you maybe 2 chances, and if you lose those 2 chances, that's fine. But number 3, they're looking for somebody else. And I think that the mentality of Auburn is something totally different. Only thing that matters is if you can beat Alabama. And right now, in the last couple of years, the coaches haven't done that, and that's why there's an exit sign on their doors.
Well, if you would stop spending losing money on the golf course, you'd have some money to donate to the program. You got to get your game better so you can start winning some money to help support the Tigers.
We should know right now, when you're paying a coach $43 million out in a buyout, you're not lacking money.
That's very true.
You're not lacking in money.
True.
That's very, very true.
Hey, look at it this way, Frank. At least your governor didn't come out and make an ass out of himself like Louisiana.
Jeez.
Man. Yeah, that's a situation in its own, man, and it's just a situation.
Frank, are you doing post game tonight?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Oh, all right.
So after the game, I could call you on 98.7 after the game. Yes, I can't wait. I'll be at the bar for a few.
I look forward to it.
Prime time with Frank Sanders after a Cards game.
I'll be in on that.
Man,
I appreciate it.
Yes.
I look forward to that. That's going to be great.
Bottle of Crown. Yeah.
10:30 at night. Can Jimmy you step that late to 10:30?
If Frank's on the radio, I'm staying up.
Thank you, Frank. Have fun tonight, win or lose.
All right, brothers. No, it's going to be a win. Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
All right,
that's
guys.
Frank Sanders joining us at Frank Sanders 81 on X, and he joins us thanks to All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company. They're hiring drivers, dispatchers, customer service pros with great pay, benefits, and a monthly fuel allowance. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward. All right, our Learn and Row 1 call is next. You'll hear what Rudy Carpenter had to say about K1 and the trade deadline. That's all coming up as we finish up here at Biggs.
Another Arizona storm season's rolling through. Before the next big downpour hits, call State 48 Roofing for your free roof inspection. Whether it's cracked tiles, flat roofs, or old shingles, don't wait for leaks to show up. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Trusted for over a decade in both residential and commercial roofing. Protect your home, protect your business with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509 today.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
All month long, celebrate National Dessert Month with sweet endings like our Cinnamon Toast Crunch, cheesecake topped with rum chata sauce, or the Twin Peaks Sundae with vanilla ice cream and a warm Ghirardelli brownie. Pair it with a screwball peanut butter whiskey for the ultimate game day finish.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
At Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, we understand the tradition of golf, the joy of passing the game from one generation to the next. Since 1963, we've been helping families like yours enjoy the game of golf. Our expert team will help you find all the golf gear, shoes, and apparel you need. With over 60 years of experience and our legendary 90-day guarantee, we've always been here to help you get there. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe voted Arizona's best law firm.
I don't think that Kyler is going to get traded before the trade deadline. I think that's too complicated based on his contract situation. But with that being said, I guess I would say I do feel comfortable in saying that I would be surprised if Kyler Murray is the Arizona Cardinals starting quarterback on opening day next year. I would be a little surprised by that.
That he would or he wouldn't?
Would not.
Would not.
Yeah. I think we can all concur with that.
Yeah, I do. I there's a part of me that wants to see a blockbuster trade tonight.
I would love to see that.
Tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
It's like, all right, he's going to Washington. He's going wherever he's going.
Yeah.
And for the sake of Kyler, going somewhere else may be better for him.
Sure.
And for the Cardinals, I think we've seen it. I mean, we've had multiple coaches trying to make it work, and I think you maybe get to the point where, all right, it's not working. And to you, Manuch, maybe he does. You were talking offline that maybe he goes into baseball.
Yeah, and the thing is, if he's the guy's got tons of money for like 10 lifetimes.
Oh yeah.
So if this thing doesn't work football wise, doesn't get picked up, or nobody has any interest in him, my contention to Rock was during the break was, man, I wonder if he's still young enough. He's athletic. Looks like he's healed up. But maybe he's the first round pick for the A's. Maybe he goes back to baseball. Maybe he goes, you know what? had enough. Let me go try baseball. I'm set for, like I said, 10 lifetimes, meaning he's got the money. Maybe gives it. He's a phenomenal baseball player.
He was, yeah.
Hell, first round pick.
Yeah,
folks. He can hit. He can field. He can steal bases. I mean, he'd be a guy. Get him on base as fast as he is. His speed contends with Ricky Henderson's speed.
Yeah,
that kind of speed. So maybe he says, you know what? Not that he's tired of football, but he's done all he can do. Maybe there's no takers. He can see the writing on the wall. I was just like, you think he'd take a flyer, maybe go back to baseball? I mean, he's not old enough to where he can't maybe start in single A, maybe work him up. Who knows? I mean, it might be.
Yeah, I think that's a stretch. I mean, he's a football player. Let's be honest.
Sure.
He, for a long time, he was a top 10 quarterback that everybody was talking about. He got paid because he was good enough.
But today's National Football League, these other teams watch him, and they know he's not a guy that can win from the pocket. He's got to play helter-skelter, hair on fire, if his team's going to win. And then on top of that, he can't survive a season. I mean, the guy's always nicked. He's always dinged. He's got talent, but not the kind of talent that the majority of NFL offenses need from a franchise quarterback.
All right, interact, need a check, make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always at lernerandraw.com. Here's what's on tap tonight when it comes to sports on the tube. Of course, Florida is at Arizona, so down in Tucson, 5 o'clock first tip. So we got some basketball, college basketball on TNT.
Quick correction. No, it's in Vegas.
Oh, it's in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So they're the home team. They're the home team.
Yeah, they're the home team that's in Vegas.
Thank you for that correction.
That's all right.
I can't believe that. I made that mistake.
And
you, of all people, are correcting me.
Jimmy, wow.
Jimmy, you get a star.
I
Next Monday, you get off.
I agree.
Right? Next Monday, you get off. All right? You just did such a good job.
You keep coming with those comments. You get days off, Jimmy. Start building them up.
All right, 6:15. It's Cardinals at Cowboys. That's in Dallas, right, Jimmy?
That's in Dallas.
Okay, all right. And then at 7 o'clock, Purdue, Fort Wayne is got Grand Canyon. Is that down in Phoenix? Is that at Grand Canyon? That's
I have no clue.
On Arizona Family.
I have no clue.
It's on Arizona Family. So just making sure.
Yes,
so you got some college basketball going on, of course, and then on the pregame, and you can listen to the show on the mothership, of course, 98.7 Arizona Sports, and make sure you download the Arizona Sports app.
I got our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day when you take a look at State 48 Roofing, Arizona's #1 referred roofer. All you have to do is just visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. That's 480-268-4509. With Brissett averaging close to 275 yards per game, what's the bigger story? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and or Instagram. Is it Murray's windows closing? Is it Brissett's quietly earning a shot? Number 3, defense giving up 30-plus points. Or number 4, fans just praying for one primetime win. Again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Connor, what's the peeps? What's the fans saying on this one?
So it looks like right now the fans have gone 67% saying Brissett earning his spot. The other 33% said Murray's window is officially closing.
Wow. I can say this. Howard Balzer just sent us a text and talking about a possibility of a trade. If indeed it went down, that would get $40 million off the books of the Cardinals. Ooh. However, their dead cap hit would be about $18 million, 17.9.
That's a no-brainer.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are they waiting for?
Yeah. It's like,
let's go.
Find a taker.
Thank you, Howard.
Thanks, Howard.
For a 6th-round pick. 2026.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know, how sad is that? That, your NFL team, you want to get rid of your quarterback.
Well,
so bad.
The time has come, Ron. We know he is. It's just the experiment's over. This experiment they tried with Kingsbury and him.
But you move forward. Hypothetically, it does happen in the next 24 hours.
Okay.
It has to.
Is Jacoby Brissett the guy?
Yes.
Yeah. He's been a starter many times.
They're going to they would
especially
roll
if he
with him.
wins tonight.
Yeah, they would roll with him the rest of the season.
All right, hey, we're out here, Biggs. Come on out and join us for tonight's game. Halftime, 25 people will have a chance to, or 20 will roll the dice for $10,000. Big game tonight, big special. Biggs in Peoria. If you can't come down, we'll see you back here at 1 o'clock tomorrow on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here on ESPN Radio.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love.